It's the Pound Puppy. Here's Cooler, Whopper, Nose Marie, Bright Eyes, and Owler.
We're Pound Puppies, we wanna go home with you. Please take us home.
This ain't just a show, it's a time machine. Buckle up, pop culture fans. You're about to blast back with jazz. He's got the clips, got the knowledge, got the spark. Digging through the past, lighting up the dark. 16mm film, vintage frames, toys and trivia, retro games, comic books, oh they're his theme. Bringing back the joy that nostalgia brings. Let's back, rewind that track. Saturday morning in a Podblast splash. Famous deaths, iconic scenes, laughs and legends from your childhood dreams. Now flip the switch, take it slow. We're going back to the golden glow. Grab your snacks, press play, don't miss your chance. It's a blast from the past with your host, Chance.
Hello, Mikey.
Okay,
How's
I
it
just-
going?
great. I was about to say something, and then I was, hello. Okay.
Could you hear my intro or was it muted? Why don't you tell people who you are? I'm going to duck out of here. I'm having some technical problems. I can't hear you at the moment. And we'll get this all ironed out and get rocking and rolling.
Is she with us today, Natalie? I'm not sure.
Mr.
Okay.
Natalie, yeah, she's going to be waiting in the wings backstage. But
Fantastic. Okay.
yeah, now I can hear you, so we can continue. So tell people who you are. You're up in Canada, right? What part of Canada are you at?
Well, I am in a area called Scarborough, Southwest Canada, which is actually just east of Toronto, which is the main city. They call it the Greater Toronto Area, or in acronym form, the GTA. And right now it is 35 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy. We're expecting 5 inches of snow by this coming Wednesday. So on top of already the 25 inches we have on the ground, we're getting 5 more inches coming. So
Oh my
we
goodness.
are going to be inundated with
Oh
snow.
my goodness. 5 more inches. Yep. That's what
That's
she
5
said.
more. Yeah, that's
That's
5
what
more
she
inches.
said. I got to be immature. But no, we're having a clean, family-friendly show talking about the cartoon dogs, or cartoon canines,
Absolutely.
as I say. And I'm going to put up the little graphic.
Yeah. So while he puts up the graphic, let's introduce some of the people here in the chat today. We got Mr. K Munin. Welcome, K. He says we're not far from 10,000 subscribers. That's great. I hope that all of you out there are hitting the like button. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and notifications for the Nostalgic Podblast. You'll also be able to see this on X, as well as here on YouTube. And you'll be able to see Presents Cartoon Canines, the Nostalgic Podblast. That is our subject today. Al's Place, Al Hardy might join us a little bit later. We got Natalie in the background there, streams helping us out. Let's see. We also have Skelly Ton, who came in quickly. Thank you, Skelly, for leaving the like. And we also have Bobcat Joe Gutfeld, our buddy out there, Mr. Joe. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Joe.
He's here with us. We also got Danny Staten, Danny from South Carolina.
That's Danny Staten. He pronounced it Staten.
Staten? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know his team might be the South Carolina Gamecocks.
That's right.
Am I allowed to say that? I don't know, but I just did.
And now, before we get started with the topic at hand, I want to say, if anyone wants their comment on the screen, that's called a super chat. And any donation you want to make to keep the show going, we're greatly appreciate it. And we will put your remark on the screen.
We will do that. Yes. And we'll acknowledge it for sure. We got Sarah by Flock. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. I give you big hugs there, sweetie. She says, hit that like button. Don't forget to share out and comment after the show, please. And thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Joe,
he's in Southern California.
Yeah. And Joe mentioned, I got my Batman cards yesterday. Oh, fantastic, dude. He got the ones that you gave him last time that you sent, Chance. So he's got those.
That's right. Now, from the trivia game, those were 1989 Batman Topps cards, 5 that he won.
Wow. Right. That is awesome. Okay, so K Munin has been mentioning a few Japanese anime canine characters, which is our cartoon canine subject today. And I'm just going to read them off real quickly here. There is Akamaru, which comes from Naruto. There is Ain, which comes from Cowboy Bebop. Oh my God, one of my favorite anime shows of all time, Cowboy Bebop. Love that show. Then there is Bond, Spy X Family, and Pochita, which is from Chainsaw Man. I'm sure Kay says, I'm sure I'll think of a few more as the show progresses. We hope so, because we like to have a whole big show about these wonderful animated canines.
That's right. Let's get started and move along. Yes. Al Hardy may join us later. His brother popped in on him at his home unannounced, and he was supposed to be on with us, so they're going out to dinner. And he actually has a lot of knowledge about animated dogs, as well as some movie posters, particularly Disney dogs from the movies that he wants to share with us. So hopefully he'll be with us. But if not, it'll just be Mikey and you and I. And again, the question for the chat is, who is your favorite animated dog? I'm going to put some images on the screen starting now. Let's get started with the topic at hand. And I'm just going to show
doing that. Yep, as you're doing that, I also want to mention one other friend of ours from Chatty Blogger MS, Kevin's Theme Park Adventures from California. Hello, Kevin. He says, hey, Chance. Hey, Mikey. He's waving to us. And how's your family, Kevin? Kevin, that's that first.
All right. Well, we're 10 minutes into the show, so let's talk about the topic at hand. Cartoon dogs, animated canines. In no particular order. It's going to look like I'm doing this in alphabetical order, but I'm really not. Let's start with this dog that you can see. Anyone that's listening, I'm putting an image on the screen. By the way, anyone who's listening after the fact, after we're live at Fistful of Radio out of Atlanta or Apple or Spotify, any podcast platform that you choose to listen to, if you want to see these images, just Google search the Nostalgic Podblast. And then you'll see at the very top, the Nostalgic Podblast YouTube channel. You see that at the top of your search. Click that and then click the live tab, and you'll see a nice little red image. It says the Nostalgic Podblast presents Cartoon Canines. And you'll see Scooby-Doo and Droopy the dog and Snoopy. And you'll know you're in the right place. And you click that and you can just shuttle search through the show. I will have some timestamps in case we go a little long. I'm going to try to keep this to 90 minutes or less tonight. But on the screen is an animated dog. Mikey, go ahead and let us know who that dog is.
Okay, that is the original Astro from the Jetsons. Right,
oh, Mikey, I can't hear you. I don't know if that's a problem at your end.
Can you hear me
mine.
now? Can you hear me now?
I'll just say that is Astro. That is Astro Dog. Astro Dog is from the Jetsons, the original TV show from 1962 to 1963. Astro. Now, did you know there's only 24 original episodes of the Jetsons, which aired on ABC TV, as I said, between 1962 and 1963. Right. How about that?
Nice. And, I was muted a little bit. I didn't see it.
Mikey, we cannot hear you, sir.
Hello.
So I'm just going to continue on. Hang on, let me put you backstage. Get your audio working out. And let's just continue on. I don't know why we can't hear Mikey. Chat, can you hear Mikey? Let us know. I could not hear him, but the show must go on. So there's Astro, the friendly dog of the future. Here's another one. That's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, of course. And that was the next, I think, the third show after the debut of the Flintstones. Then you had Top Cat and then the Jetsons. But it's just astounding to me that there's only 24 episodes, half-hour episodes of the original primetime Jetsons. The Jetsons did return in 1985 in a syndicated animated television show. It aired in the mornings. All right, so next up is this dog, Bandit. Bandit is from a show called Johnny Quest. Let me bring up Mikey and see if we can hear him.
Hello,
Mikey,
everybody. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Not working. All right. Hang on, Mikey. Hang tight backstage. You might need to restart your computer. Oh, wait. People are saying that they can hear Mikey. All right. Well, there's Bandit. Mikey, I'm going to bring you back. People are saying, so I'll duck out. Take it away, Mikey, since K Moonin said in the chat that he can hear you.
Okay.
Tell me about, remember Johnny Quest.
Okay, so Bandit from Johnny Quest, and like we said, we saw Astro from the Jetsons. And Bandit, goes, just goes all over the place. Now, Dino, who came from the Flintstones, was an oversized canine type dinosaur. And so what they did with Bandit was reduce his to sort of a whimper. Usually he was scared a lot when it came to missions they did with the professor and with Bannon, who was, and then of course he had Haji and you had Johnny Quest. So, and Johnny Quest's dad was the professor in the series. Yeah, it's totally a dog name. I get you, Kay. Oh, thank you so much. Kay says they can hear us both perfectly. Dino, he was. Yeah. So Dino was a dinosaur, correct, Joe? But he was like, he had the dog sounds that came from him. So you could basically call him a dog dinosaur, maybe early, prehistoric. Brian from Family Guy is a popular, beloved dog character.
Let's do this, Mikey. I'm going to jump in there. Let's not let the chat take us in different directions because a lot of these I have listed. I did ask the chat who your favorite cartoon dog is. So to be fair, definitely put that in the chat, but let's not, stop the show and mention that till
I'm sorry.
There's going to be a specific point in time. You're fine. Where we will talk to the chat and get their input. So, but in the meantime, please let us know who your favorite cartoon dog is, an animated dog is. And we're not going to talk about live action dogs like Lassie. That's for another show. We're going to do a show on live action movie and TV dogs. We're just talking about the cartoon dogs today. But so you do remember Bandit, Mikey?
Yes, I do. From Johnny Quest. Yes.
Right on. Now here's another one. Here's another one from MGM cartoons. Remember Tom and Jerry? Of course you do. The Tom and Jerry cartoon show.
Yes.
And the Tom and Jerry MGM cartoons that were shown in movie theaters. A lot of people don't realize that are younger. Cartoons were shown before feature films for adults. They were created for adults and kids too, but it actually was written on an adult level so that everyone could appreciate the comedy.
Oh,
and
for
in
sure.
Tom and Jerry, which of course is about a mouse and a cat, you had these guys.
Yeah,
Spike and Tyke.
Yes, nice.
And Spike and Tyke. Okay, what I liked about Spike was that he defended little mouse Jerry, and he always took on Tomcat. He defended little Jerry from Tomcat, from Tom and Tom and Jerry. And there's his son, little Tyke.
Yes. Now,
Do you have anything to add about these characters?
yeah, the one thing about Spike, I think he was at one time called Butch, and then they called him Spike. I may be wrong, but I think
we
he
need
was
to fact
called
check
Butch.
that. We need to fact check that.
Yeah, let me go check that real quick.
Okay. Yeah, but they were really good characters, and they appeared in several Tom and Jerry cartoons. I really like Spike and Tyke. So another good animated dog. This is like computer animation. Now, I should have said that at the start of the show. I don't mind if it's pen and ink, hand-drawn animation, or CGI animation. Here's one from 2018. This is Bluey. Do you remember Bluey, Mikey?
See Bluey. Let's see. Yeah, I barely do though. I mean, I never really saw some of the Bluey shows. No.
He was an Australian creation. A guy named John Brum created this character.
Right.
And it aired in the States here in the USA on ABC Kids on the ABC television network starting in 2018.
Right.
But we're talking about Spike. Okay, what did you find out about the origin of Spike? Was he originally named Butch? Yes or no?
Okay. No, he wasn't. But the first time he appeared, he was introduced in the 1942 short Dog Trouble as an unnamed bulldog.
Well,
So he was unnamed until he became, and Spike is described as a British bulldog with a gravelly voice, a red spiked collar, and a distinctive wrinkled face. And he is portrayed as an archenemy of Tom the cat.
Very nice. Now let's jump around. We do have something about Bluey that came in. Would you read that from Grumple? Grumple, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Grumple, I didn't know how to reach you. I'm going to put the link in the chat because I really want your input. Go ahead and read his comment if you don't mind there, Mikey, and I'll put his on the screen because he might come on the panel.
Surely. Bluey is a girl, but the thing about the show is it depicts a healthy family where the dad is not portrayed as an idiot and is a good father. Wow. That's impressive, Grumple.
Hey, Grump, the link is now in the chat if you want to jump on and join the conversation. We just got started a few minutes ago. We only been on for about 18 minutes. In the first 10 minutes, we just did setup. Yeah. All right. So that link, again, is just for Grumpelstiltskin. I'm going to delete it after he joins on. So if he
I would delete it in about 5 minutes. Wait about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, give him a chance in case he's not ready. But I didn't have his contact info. All right, let's move along to our list. I've got some really good ones here.
Yeah.
You know, there were some super-powered cartoon canines, right?
Yes.
That had powers. Which canine comes to mind when you think of a dog with superpowers?
Oh, I'm thinking Wonder Dog.
That's a good choice, but no, I think the number one choice would be Crypto, the super dog.
Oh, the super dog. Yes, who was live action featured in the recent Superman movie, which was redone by James Gunn.
That's right, and that dog is a CGI dog based on the record. Let me talk. Let me finish the sentence. That's James Gunn's real life dog that they use CGI to replicate. And there's a picture where you can see the different variations of the animated in terms of cartoon and computer generated Crypto, the super dog.
That's nice. Yeah, now the one picture in the top left there, I believe that's from the movie Super Pets. That was an animated film called Super
We got to
Pets.
fact check you on that, Mikey. You got to fact check you, my friend. There was a 2005 version of Crypto.
Right.
And these are the various versions throughout history that you see. I like the one on the bottom left. That's the first one that I remember seeing. but Crypto, the super dog. That is a great classic animated dog. And he's going to be featured in Supergirl, which will be released in summer of 2026. And that movie was shot in England, not directed by James Gunn. But I got a trivia question for you. In the new movies, whose dog is Crypto? That's for you, Mikey. Whose dog is Crypto? Who is the master of Crypto?
That's Kara Zor-El.
Very good.
That is her dog.
I am impressed that you knew that.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely correct. Hey, keep an eye on the chat. Let me know if Grumple Stilskin says he can join us or not. Maybe he'll let us know one way or the other in the chat. That way I can delete the link if he's not able to come on camera.
Okay.
All right. Here's some more CGI related dogs. I got 3 of them for you. Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Do you know what that's from? What these dogs are from? If I said Alpha, Beta, Gamma dogs?
Let me check. Hold on.
No, don't look it up. I just want to know if you know if
I'm not looking up. No,
I'll just tell you, it's Up. The movie Up. And there they are. Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. I love the movie Up by Pixar Animation. Did you ever see Up?
Yes, I did. That was voiced. The old man was voiced by the late Edward Asner, who passed before he passed. And he also had this little boy who had a balloon, which joined him on his quest. And he had a dog which had he could speak through a thing in his collar.
Wow.
Yes, that was Up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love the movie Up. I thought it was a great movie about losing your loved one. Ezra It's Valentine's Day 2026. I don't want to date the show. I don't want to talk about Valentine's too much because this is about dogs. We're talking about animated dogs. But that was a really sad and cute movie, I thought. Up.
Yes, I did a fact check on Crypto. The one there I pointed to in the upper left corner. That was called the DC League of Super Pets. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, in the far left corner there, voiced the Crypto.
Very
Dwayne
nice.
"The Rock" Johnson. Yeah.
Thank you, Mikey.
You're
now,
welcome.
there are so many dogs also, not only in the Disney universe, which we'll get to in a little bit, but in the Hanna-Barbera universe. I'm going to show you one right now. This is Huckleberry Hound.
Huckleberry Hound.
Yeah. You have any memories of watching Huckleberry Hound cartoons?
Oh, yeah. I
do?
love the I mean,
Care to elaborate?
Yeah, there was the hat, by the way, was there was a hat similar to Huckleberry Hound that later came out with the great Tomcat, the one where he was kind of looked like he was riding the Rolls Royce, but he had his hat on. The hat is very similar to the Huckleberry Hound hat, by the way. That's an FYI. So.
Mikey, later on in the show, I'm going to test your singing ability. I'm going to sing a theme song to you that pertains to an animated dog. Sweet. To the chagrin of the audience, cover your ears, folks. I can't sing with the flip. Later. I don't think either one of us can sing very well, but we'll do our best to get some harmony going.
We will. We can work on that. Natalie, don't put your hands over your ears, okay?
Now she can sing like an angel, producer Natalie, for those that don't know, but I digress. Okay, so now next up on my list, this pertains to Huckleberry Hound because there was another dog or two within the Huckleberry Hound Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Here's one of them. There's Muggins. Do you remember Muggins?
Yeah. Muggins a little bit, but what was his animation affiliation? What was he animated with? Or what company?
Hanna-Barbera. I just said that, but that's okay. Why don't you look up Huckleberry Hound for me real quick?
I'll look up Huckleberry Hound. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to take a chat break in a little bit and acknowledge everyone that's watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. The trouble is I can't see the chat all the time. I have to stop what I'm doing and look at it because I'm looking at my notes that I prepared. So don't think I'm neglecting you or being rude. I'm not trying to be. But Mikey, what do you have about Huckleberry Hound, if you don't mind, sir?
Sure. Huckleberry Huck, for short. Hound is a fictional cartoon character. He's a blue dog who speaks with a North Carolina accent. He first appeared in the series The Huckleberry Hound Show. And I'm reading from Yeah, I'm just reading from Wikipedia here. He
That's
first appeared in the series The Huckleberry Hound Show. The cartoon was one of 6 TV shows to win an Emmy Award in 1960 as a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Children's Program. This was the first animated series to receive such an award. And it was created by Tex Avery in 1953. He created it first as the Southern Wolf, but later Dixie Wolf in the Tom and Jerry Show for his MGM cartoons, The Three Little Pups and Billy Boy. And then he introduced Droopy, of course, the antagonist that we'll probably see later.
Mhm.
And
You know
then
it.
that's where Huckleberry Hound came from. So he's been in creation since 1958. And the first appearance was called Huckleberry Hound Meets Wee Willie. So,
Well, do you see anything about the other characters that are listed from that universe of Huckleberry Hound?
yes, there is, let's see, Huck's voice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there was Quick Draw McGraw, Yogi, Boo Boo, Snagglepuss, Magilla Gorilla, and others. And they called it Yogi's Gang.
Yogi.
And then there was Yogi's Ark, which resembled Noah's Ark with a helicopter propeller added. Very cool.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, since you mentioned this character, I might as well go ahead and throw this guy on the screen. I don't want to go out of order, but I guess I will because it's a good transition.
Yeah.
Talking about wah, 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 wah. Droopy the dog. Wait, hello, all you happy people.
Yeah, you did that well. Hello, all you happy people.
Yeah, I have a lot of history here about Droopy I want to go over. Droopy is he's in my top 3 all-time favorite cartoon dogs.
Yes.
He's from the golden age of American animation too. And what kind of breed is he? He's a Basset Hound. You know, I should go back and say, what breed are these dogs? Moving forward, let's mention the breed of the animated dog, shall we? Is that okay with you, Mikey?
Yeah, absolutely. You go ahead for sure.
Well, Drew, all right, here's the white Basset Hound, Droopy the dog. He was created in 1943 by Tex Avery, whom you just mentioned, for the theatrical cartoon shorts, which means it was played in movie theaters before the main feature would be shown. And it was for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, their cartoon studio. And who owns MGM now? Most of it, Amazon. Amazon owns MGM. Yeah. But MGM was a big cartoon manufacturer along with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, of course, includes Bugs Bunny and that whole Bugs Bunny universe of characters. And then you had Universal Cartoons, which is like the Walter Lantz cartoon creations, like Woody Woodpecker. I loved Heckle and Jekyll. There were a lot of cartoons out of those studios, and they all competed with each other. Of course, the number one voice artist in those days would be Mel Blanc, the man of 1,000 voices. But I digress. Getting back to Droopy. So Droopy is sort of the polar opposite of Tex Avery's other Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer cartoon character, the loud and wacky screwy squirrel. And Droopy moves very slowly and lethargically. He speaks in a jowly monotone voice, and though hardly an imposing character, he's shrewd enough to outwit his enemies. And the ladies love Droopy. That's the thing. He was always out of his league. These movie actresses, they'd show a live action movie actress in more than one occasion cuddling up and kissing Droopy, typically at the end of the cartoon. And anyway, when Droopy was finally angered, often by a bad guy laughing at him, Droopy is capable, like Popeye, of beating adversaries many times his size with a comical thrashing. Now, where do you think Droopy first appeared? I know you don't know. I'll just tell you, Mikey.
Okay.
Droopy first appeared without a name in Tex Avery's 1943 cartoon titled Dumb Hounded.
Wow.
Though he was not called Droopy on screen until his 5th cartoon, Senor Droopy, in 1949. And the character was already named Droopy in model sheets, believe it or not, for his very first cartoon, but the name was not mentioned till his 5th. And he was officially first labeled Happy Hound, a name used in the character's appearances in Our Gang comics.
That is so cool.
And Droopy starred in 24 theatrical cartoons, ending in 1958 when MGM closed its cartoon department. That was a shame when MGM did that.
Also, we recently, I don't
They
know.
reopened it with Tom and Jerry. I'm sorry. Let me just say, in the early 60s, MGM cartoons did return, and you had Chuck Jones leaving Warner Brothers for MGM, and he did some of which I think were the worst Tom and Jerry cartoons. But go ahead, sir, about Droopy. What did you have to say? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, no, I was going to mention that just in recent years, when they had the fires in LA, we lost the Warner Brothers animated department. We lost that entire, all of the everything that Droopy was on, that everybody was on, which was very sad. They lost the entire studio. I think it was, I want to say,
there was a fire in 2008 that happened in Hollywood Universal Studios, and it took out a lot of master tapes of Elton John. A lot of music was destroyed, and there were a lot of 35 millimeter negatives that were destroyed in that terrible fire. And it was due to negligence, like flammable material was stored improperly. Is that the fire you're talking about at Universal Studios in Hollywood?
It could be. I'm going to go ahead and fact check this real quick.
Thank you. Please fact check, because I do know of that fire. It was in the summer of 2008, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I'm just going by memory here. But yeah, Droopy starred in 24 theatrical cartoons, and the last one was in 1958. And I have many on 16 millimeter reel-to-reel film. By the way, in the cartoon titled Northwest Hounded Police, Droopy's last name was given as McPoodle. Droopy McPoodle is Droopy's full name. In the Chump Champ, that's a cartoon, the Chump Champ, it was given as just Poodle, Droopy Poodle. Nevertheless, Droopy is generally understood to be a basset hound. There
okay. I'll give you the most recent information we have here. In 2022, Discovery Incorporated acquired Warner Media and merged it with its own assets to form Warner Brothers Discovery. That's the current parent company. So, no, thankfully, the Warner Brothers archives and everything are still intact, but Discovery Incorporated took it over. And the original Warner Brothers Records, by the way, now Warner Records, that's all it's called, was spun off in 2004, and that is no longer part of the Warner Brothers structure.
Right. So, the fire was Universal. We're talking different studios here. You're talking Warner Brothers, but the fire I referred to was for Universal. So that would affect potentially Universal cartoons like Woody Woodpecker. But I happen to know they've been remastered, so I don't think that any of the cartoon original masters were destroyed in that terrible fire.
Oh,
but some Elton John music was definitely destroyed, but not for, I mean, just the master tapes, but they still had copies out there. So it's not like the music is lost forever. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned Dumb Hounded. The first Droopy cartoon was released way back on March 20th, 1943. How about that? And Droopy's very first scene is when he saunters into view, looking at the audience, and declares, "Hello, all you happy people. You know what? I'm the hero. I'm the hero."
Yeah. Says. That's what he says.
Yep.
I still remember that cartoon. I do. Yeah.
Yeah, and his surprising strength was something that was really, really cool. Now, they did bring Droopy back, like in 1980, Filmation. Remember Filmation? I know you do, Mikey. Filmation Studios produced a series of lower-budget Droopy shorts for television, for Saturday morning TV, as part of its Tom and Jerry TV series, The Tom and Jerry Comedy Show. And those are not my favorite Droopy cartoons. They weren't very well written, and they just didn't sound right. I didn't like the voice artist. That's just my opinion. Oh, but in the 1990s, Hanna-Barbera, in their series Tom and Jerry Kids, also brought Droopy back. And this time he had a young son.
Wow.
A young son named Dripple, voiced by Charlie Adler. And I have a picture to show you of Dripple.
Yeah, let's see that.
There's Dripple.
Oh, Dripple.
And look, his eyes are like beet red.
I know.
What's he been smoking there? Anyway, he's just beet red.
Bloodshot.
There's Dripple. And by the way, Droopy did appear in various Cartoon Network specials and bumpers, meaning little promo commercials throughout the 1990s when the network launched on October 1st, 1992.
That's so awesome.
Droopy was the host of the special Droopy's Guide to the Cartoon Network, which served as an orientation for that brand new channel at the time. God, I can't believe it's been since 1992 when the Cartoon Network debuted. In 1992. In 1997, Droopy appeared in a blooper reel bumper, Bloopers of the Cartoon Stars. And there he said his signature line, "I'm happy," while actually smiling. Usually he wouldn't smile. He'd be deadpan, right? "I'm happy." So I could never voice Droopy. I suck at doing the Droopy impression. I'm doing the best I can.
I think you're doing just fine, Chance. I think
Thank you, Mikey. Oh, in June of 1999, Droopy appeared in a Cartoon Network short titled "Thanks a Latte," in which he works at a coffee shop and forces a stingy wolf into giving him a tip. All right, I just want to mention the voice actors for Droopy. All right, you had Bill Thompson, who voiced Droopy in 1943, 1945, 1949, and 1951 through 1958. Tex Avery. Wow. Tex Avery, 1943. So you had alternating. That is so cool. He did the screaming, though. What Tex Avery do? He wouldn't really voice speaking Droopy. He would voice the screaming and enthusiastic Droopy, specifically in Dumb Hounded, the shooting of Dan Magoo, and in Wild and Wolfie and Northwest Hounded Police. Remember Wild and Wolfie? And in Deputy Droopy, the screaming, that was Tex Avery. But remember Wild and Wolfie with the beautiful, there's a girl on stage and all the wolves are like out of their mind, like with desire. And it was really funny. Like their tongues are falling out of their mouth and their eyeballs are getting huge. And it was really, really funny, I thought. Yeah. All right. So then also you had a voice artist, Pinto Colvig. In 1945, he howled in The Shooting of Dan Magoo. And that was reused from Red Hot Riding Hood. That was another funny one, Red Hot Riding Hood. You ever see that one?
Yeah, I have seen that one, yes.
Classic cartoon. All right, and then you had Dan Messick, voice artist. Dawes Butler, he's probably one of my favorite. He did the voice in Deputy Droopy in 1955, but he would voice the adversary of Droopy, the wolf. Hey, man. Remember that guy, that character, the wolf? He would whistle.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it wasn't Don Messick also one of the main voices for Scooby-Doo also?
Who?
Don Messick.
Oh,
no, Don Messick.
Dawes Butler is one of my favorite cartoon voice artists. I'm going to do an entire podblast on voice artists because I could clear copyright on that. We'll talk about the great voices of cartoons. That'll be coming up sometime here in 2026. But Dawes Butler is one of my favorites. Good joke, man. And I love that character of the wolf. Oh, my God. They did a spoof on Little Red Riding Hood, a great Droopy cartoon, and the Three Little Pigs. Really good stuff. Good joke, man. Yeah, and he would whistle. See, I can't whistle right now, but the tune would go do 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 do. I'm off key, but that's basically the melody. There, you can do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there were a lot of voice artists, but anyway, I love Droopy so much. Let me just see. I think I'm done with my notes about Droopy because he's in my top 3. Like I said earlier, of my favorite animated dogs of all time.
Yes, Droopy was in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie, Joe. Yes, he was.
That's right. And that's actually on my list of the voice artists. Let's see. I was just reading that, but I decided to not mention it. I should have, though. Okay. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yes. And that was Droopy was voiced by Richard Williams in Who Framed Roger Rabbit and in Tummy Trouble. Twice. The same guy voiced Droopy. Very good there, Mr. Gutfeld. Thank you very much. Oh, and in unofficial material, Seth MacFarlane voiced Droopy in 2009, 2014, and in 2017 on Family Guy.
Yes, he did.
Oh, and then on South Park. Oh, my God. A guy named Trey Parker voiced him in 2010 and in 2025.
Yeah.
He was as a disabled kid, number 3. Sorry.
Yeah, that's part of the Trey Parker, Matt Stone that created South Park. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So quickly about Dripple, who's on the screen, anyone that's watching, bear with me, listeners. As I said, he's the son of Droopy. He's very intelligent and seductive with many women. He's always with his father, and they always do the same. Although sometimes Dripple thinks better than his father, Droopy. There you go. So
There you go. Wow.
that's all I got to say about that, as Forrest Gump would say. So there's Droopy and Dripple, and man, I love them both, especially Droopy. Droopy's one of my favorites.
Cool.
All right, we got another one here for you. Here's another great animated cartoon character. This guy is also in my top 3. He helps solve mysteries. Who do you think I'm talking about, Mikey? A dog?
Hong Kong Phooey?
No, this is a Great Dane.
Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Yeah, where are you?
Scooby-Doo, where are you? Yes, Scooby-Doo. And there he is.
Right over you, Rance.
Everybody knows this. What's the name of his treat that he loves, that Shaggy would give him?
Oh, he loves Scooby Snacks.
Thank you, Scooby Snacks. So there's Scooby-Doo. Why don't you look up Scooby-Doo and tell us about Scooby-Doo? I have some relatives of Scooby-Doo I'm going to share with you in just a little bit. This is where the information comes in. I want to share with you some things you may not know about the secondary characters that were related to Scooby-Doo in the cartoon universes.
All right.
Scooby-Doo. When did he first appear, Mikey?
Okay.
Was it in 1969?
Yes. Scooby-Doo first appeared in original work, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? From 1969 to 1970. It was created by the duo Joe Ruby and Ken Spears of Warner Brothers Entertainment. And Scooby-Doo has been running from 1969 to the present. Excuse me. He was on CBS. I'll go through a quick list of where he was on. He was on CBS from 69 to 73. He was on ABC from 76 to 91. He was on the WB and the CW, the Kids WB, from 2002 to 2008. He was on Cartoon Network, started back in 1993, and he's been on there since to the present day. And he started on Boomerang in 2000 to the present day. So he is all over. And in 2013, I'll just quickly quote this one quote. TV Guide ranks Scooby-Doo the 5th greatest TV cartoon of all time.
How about that?
Is that amazing?
I agree with that. He's my number 2. No offense, because dogs do take a lot of number 2s. But
yes.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about some of Scooby's relatives. These are some you may have seen when you were a kid that you forgot all about. Let's start with Scooby-Doo.
Woo.
Look at Scooby-Doo there. There's
But Scooby-Doo didn't appear very often, did she, though?
No, she didn't. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her real quick.
Go for it.
So Scooby-Doo, she's a female movie star cousin of Scooby-Doo, and another character I'm going to bring up in a little bit, Scooby-Dum. She has white fur that you can see in the picture there, blue eyes, a long white tail, and pointy white ears. Scooby-Doo also wears an iconic pink collar with a heart-shaped name tag appropriate for Valentine's Day. And during special occasions, she wears a blue fur collar with the same heart-shaped name tag. In terms of her appearances, she appeared in the Scooby's All-Star Laugh Olympics segment titled The Chiller Diller Movie Thriller. All right.
I remember those Laugh Olympics. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Now here comes Scooby-Dum. There's Scooby-Dum. And a little bit of information about Scooby-Dum. Scooby-Dum is Scooby's dim-witted cousin. He's voiced by Dawes Butler, one of my favorite cartoon voice talents of all time.
Yes.
That we talked about a moment ago.
Right.
Who also voiced the wolf. But let me see here. In some episodes, Scooby-Dum was identified as Scooby-Doo's brother, but in others, they're cousins. So there's an inconsistency there. But Scooby-Dum is a gray Great Dane with buck teeth, flat eyebrows, and a red cap. Scooby-Dum lives with Ma and Pa Skillet in the Okefenokee swamp of southern Georgia, the state that I reside in.
That's so cool.
A little bit more about Scooby-Dum.
Okay.
Is that no? I'm telling you, I'm continuing on.
Oh, okay. But when you're done, I was going to say when you're done, would it be okay if I let you know who voiced Scooby-Doo?
Oh, absolutely. Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Oh, why don't? Yeah. Hang on. Let me just finish this sentence about Scooby-Dum. So, All right, he lives with Ma and Pa Skillet in the Okefenokee swamp of southern Georgia, and whenever Do and Dum greet each other, Scooby-Doo yells, "Scooby-Dooby-Dum!" And Scooby-Dum says, "Scooby-Dooby-Doo!" And then they do a special handshake involving 2 high fives. And whenever he heard the word clue, he would invariably pull out a magnifying glass and, intoning the opening 4 notes of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, would chant "dum da dum dum," even after a mystery is solved. Real quick, appearances of Scooby-Dum. Scooby-Dum made his first appearance in the September 25th, 1976 Scooby-Doo half of the Scooby-Doo Dynamite Hour. We're going to talk about Dynamite later. In an episode titled The Gruesome Game of the Gator Ghoul. And he appeared in one other 1976 episode of the Scooby-Doo show titled The Headless Horseman of Halloween, in which Shaggy referred to him as Scooby-Doo's brother, not cousin. Now, he made 2 appearances in 1977 when the Scooby-Doo Dynamite Hour was expanded into Scooby's All-Star Laugh Olympics, specifically in a segment cartoon titled Vampire Bats and Scaredy Cats from September 17th, 1977, and in the Chiller Diller Movie Theater from October 1st, 1977, in which he was referred to as Scooby-Doo's cousin again. And thereafter, he was always the cousin and not the brother. So Scooby-Dum also appears in all of the Laugh Olympic segments of Scooby's All-Star Laugh Olympics as a member of the Scooby-Doobies team. Now, please continue and tell us about the voice artist for Scooby-Doo.
Okay. And this is one, when we get to voice artists, this is one of my all-time favorite voice artists of all time, Don Messick. And Don Messick was a voice actor who was from 1926 all the way to 1997 when he passed at the age of 71 in Salinas, California. The original voice of Scooby-Doo was provided by Messick, and he performed the role from 1969 until his retirement in 1995 due to a stroke. After Messick passed in 97, Frank Welker took over the role in 2002. He has remained the primary voice of Scooby-Doo in most of the subsequent animated series, the live-action films, and the video games. Also, other voices that voiced him were Hadley Kay in 97, Scott Innes 2 different times from 98 to 2008 and 2017 to 2020, and Neil Fanning from 2002 2004 for the live-action films. In animated parodies, Dave Coulier, who was from Family, the Full House series, and Seth Green, who did his own Robot Chicken, have also voiced the character. So very cool.
Nice. Thank you, Mikey.
You're welcome.
Good history there. So let's move along. So we've covered Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Dee, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Dee, and Scooby-Dum. But we didn't talk about Scrappy-Doo.
Scrappy-Doo! Puppy power!
I have some notes about Scrappy-Doo. Okay, Scrappy-Doo, of course, is also a Great Dane. Yes. Created by Hanna-Barbera in 1979. Everybody remembers Scrappy-Doo. Even if you weren't alive in 1979, of course, he's been running in reruns for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I'm going to change my little image there so you can see Scrappy.
I can still do his voice. Puppy power!
Yeah. Scrappy-Doo has appeared in a number of various incarnations of the Scooby-Doo cartoon series.
Yeah.
And Aaron Flores provided the voice for 1 season in 1979 to beginning of 1980. It was later performed by Don Messick, whom you mentioned also voiced Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, he's one of my all-time favorite voice actors, Don Messick.
Yeah. And now who did the voice of Shaggy?
Oh, that was the guy who did our American Top 40.
Casey Kasem.
Yep, Casey Kasem.
Yep.
American Top 40. Yep.
About Scrappy-Doo. Scrappy-Doo has kind of a contradicted origin. Originally, as shown in the introduction of the series episode, Scrappy only met his Uncle Scooby after explaining the detail of the Bourne story in the hospital with Ruby Doo. But in December 1980, in an episode of the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show titled Scrappy's Birthday, it's depicted Scrappy-Doo's birth, which both Scooby and Shaggy attend. Born at St. Bernard's Hospital to Scooby-Doo's sister Ruby Doo on December 20th, 1979.
Oh.
And Scrappy idolizes his Uncle Scooby and would often assist Scooby and his friends in solving mysteries. Scrappy saved Scooby several times from monsters when they were looking for the rest of the gang. With a highly energetic and brave personality, despite his small size, Scrappy-Doo was the exact opposite of his uncle. Scrappy would usually insist on trying to directly fight the various monsters Scooby and his associates encountered, and generally have to be dragged away by Scooby. All right, so related to this, one of Scrappy-Doo's catchphrases was, "Let me at him, I'll splat him." Another of Scrappy-Doo's catchphrases is "Ta-da, ta-da-da," imitating a bugle playing charge.
Da-da-da-da-da, puppy power.
Ta-da-da-da-da, puppy power. He's also quite strong, capable of smashing down solid rock walls. The character was developed by writer Mark Evanier, who was acknowledged basing Scrappy's personality on that of the Looney Tunes character Henry Hawk.
Oh, nice.
And then one quick thing. In Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, and Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, Scrappy is more toned down, as he is less feisty and a little more cowardly, but still much braver than Scooby and Shaggy. In all three movies, he sometimes serves as the brains of the trio, figuring out the clues and where to go next. Also, the idea of Scrappy actually may not have been all that new to the series, as he, quote, bore a resemblance to Spears and Ruby's initial idea for a feisty little dog, unquote, which was one of the early ideas for the Scooby-Doo character himself, along with the big cowardly dog ultimately chosen. Cool. Let's see. In the voice cast, Mel Blanc, the man of 1,000 voices, was apparently the first choice for Scrappy-Doo.
Right.
This would have been interesting considering Scrappy's connection to Henry Hawk, who was also voiced by Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc reportedly was interested, but eventually ruled out. He was ruled out by Hanna-Barbera and Joseph Barbera of the Hanna-Barbera team, possibly because of concerns about Mel Blanc's price and what he wanted to be paid. And also at the time, Mel Blanc was voicing a live-action live-action robot on TV. Hiya, Buck, in Buck Rogers in the 25th Century in 1970.
Yes.
Wiggy. Yes. But the second choice to voice Scrappy-Doo was Frank Welker, who coined the catchphrase puppy power. He would later change this to monkey muscle for the similar Donkey Kong Jr. character he would voice for CBS TV's Saturday Supercade. The next choice was Messick, who was seen as giving the best audition but deemed the wrong voice. And afterward, other well-known cartoon voice actors were considered or suggested, included Paul Winchell, Janet Waldo, Howard Morris, Dick Beals, and even Marilyn Schreffler. But ultimately, Weinrib was chosen, and after the first season, Messick became the final voice of Scrappy-Doo for the rest of the series run.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then Scrappy-Doo, of course, remained an integral part of the Scooby-Doo franchise and universe on both TV and Scooby-related licensed products and merchandising through the end of the 1980s. He was also briefly the star of his own 7-minute shorts, the Scrappy and Yabba-Doo segments of the Scooby and Scrappy-Doo Puppy Hour.
Very cool.
You remember Yabba-Doo?
Yabba-Doo. Yep.
Okay. Let me see here. The first live-action Scooby-Doo theatrical. All right. Well, we can move on past Scrappy-Doo, but
yeah, we can.
I got some more obscure animated cartoons to go over. Let's talk about this one though, and this came up earlier. Dynomutt.
Dynomutt Dog Wonder. Yeah,
that's right. What do you have? Do you have any memories of watching Dynomutt? You're a little bit older than me, so you may remember watching him on Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. Dynomutt Dog Wonder obviously was robotic. He could stretch his paws. He could stretch his body. He was truly a super dog in the purest sense of the word, because he was like a cyborg. And do you remember his owner's name? The owner that he looked up to?
Oh yeah, but tell us.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let us know who.
Oh, okay. Wow, I just forgot. Let's see. So Dynamite and well, he wasn't called Hawkman. Dang it, what was his name?
It's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you who created Dynamite. He was created by Joe Ruby and Kevin Spears, and he was produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions. And his show aired from September 11th of all dates, 1976, until October 1st, 1977. So it was a very short-lived show. And the show centered on a Batman-type superhero, the Blue Falcon.
The Blue Falcon. Thank you, Joe. Yes.
Yeah. And his assistant, Dynamite, a bumbling yet effective robotic dog who can produce a seemingly infinite number of mechanical devices from his body.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was Dynamite Dynamite was originally broadcast as a half-hour segment of the Scooby-Doo Dynamite Hour from 76 to 77, and a quarter-hour segment of its later expanded form, Scooby's All-Star Laugh Olympics from 1977 through 1978. And he would later be rerun and syndicated on his own from 1978 on. So there's Dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Blue Falcon, his owner in the Laugh Olympics, was the leader of their own Team Falcon. So he was a part of that in Laugh Olympics.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So there's Dynamite. Let me see. I've got another good one for you. This is from another universe. Okay, I'm going to mention this universe, Harvey Comics. Who comes to mind when I say Harvey Comics? Harvey, Harvey Comics.
Well,
I'll just tell you, Richie Rich. And here is Richie Rich's dog, Dollar.
Dollar, yes. Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about Dollar?
Okay, so Dollar being Dollar, whose owner was Richie Rich, the kid with all the money in the world, and of course his folks, and Dollar was very prominently featured. Really not early on, but I'm going to look up the voice. Who did the voice of Dollar? If you don't mind, I'll take a look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I like the live action movie starring Macaulay Culkin.
Yes. Yes. Let's see here. Yeah, Richie Rich. Okay. By the way, I'm pulling up a very good source called Brave. Suzanne and I both use Brave. Okay, so Frank Welker, we mentioned him before. He voiced Dollar the dog in the original 1980 Hanna-Barbera animated series. In the 96 animated series, then it was Pat Fraley who provided the voice for Dollar. So there were two voices for Dollar the dog. And then in the 1994 film, which was directed by Donald Petrie, which, of course, as you said, featured the wonderful Macaulay Culkin, that was loosely based on the comic character of the same name.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how wonderful he is, but Macaulay Culkin, but I don't have any beef with him, that's for sure.
Why, I liked the Richie Rich live action.
I did too. Like I just said, I really liked it a lot. So there's Richie Rich.
Yeah.
All right, let's move along. Move along. Hang on a second. Let me make our image look normal.
Yeah. There we go.
That's better.
Okay.
All right. So we're talking about animated dogs throughout cartoon history. All right, let's see where we left off here. Okay, so we got through Dynamite. Here's another one. Here's one more obscure, Mumbly. You remember Mumbly?
Yeah, from Stop That Pigeon. He goes, yeah, stop that pigeon. And Muttley was the one who always laughed whenever they made mistakes and trying to catch the pigeon and everything. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, Mumbly. We should have done this in pre-show. When I pull these images up, if you don't mind looking up the character and you could tell us a little bit about that character, I would really appreciate it.
I will certainly do that for you. So Mumbly. Okay, so
Tell us about
No,
Mumbly.
not Mumble. How did they spell Mumbly? Was it M-U-M?
B-L-Y.
B-L-Y.
M-U-M-B-L-Y.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mumbly. Okay.
Don't call me sir. Call me mister. Just kidding.
Okay. Well, here we go again. Don Messick. I told you, he's one of my all-time favorite. He's in my top 5 of voices. He provided the voice for Mumbly, the cartoon dog detective, in the Mumbly cartoon show, and later in the Laugh Olympics. He was a prolific American voice actor known for iconic roles in Hanna-Barbera productions. And he voiced Mumbly. His best-known role, as we said, was Scooby-Doo from 1941 to 96. And remember, he passed away in Salinas, California, unfortunately, on October 24th, 1997. And his distinctive voice work also was extended to characters like Astro, we mentioned him before, Boo Boo Bear in the Yogi Bear Show, and Muttley in Wacky Races. So Muttley is actually M-U-T-T-L-E-Y. That's Muttley. Yeah.
And Mumbly.
And Mumbly. Yes, sir.
Mumbly. M-U-M-B-L-Y.
Right. And M-U-T-T-L-E-Y in Wacky Races. Stop that pigeon. Stop that pigeon. Yes. I love that. And the voice of Muttley was actually Billy West in the Stop That Pigeon. Remember, he was the sidekick to the cartoon villain Dick Dastardly. And they were going after the pigeon. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that was Billy West. Yes. We just lost Billy West, too. So
I know. Well, here's another animated dog. Let's move along. Here is Augie. Augie Doggy.
Oh, Augie.
What do you have to say about Augie?
Well,
and can you look it up while you're thinking there? I mean, while you're talking.
There we go. Augie Doggy. Okay. Is that his son, right? That's his son.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love you, son. You know, he had that. What was that?
Why are you doing that? Why are you looking him up? I do have a picture of Muttley to show. There's Muttley.
Okay.
With his little. Look at the screen. There's Muttley.
Okay, let's take a look at Muttley. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then that's Mumbly. Okay.
Yeah, right.
We're okay, folks. We know our animated doggies here. Okay. I just love that. Stop that pigeon. Okay. That was the great Dawes Butler who voiced Augie Doggy. And that was from 1959 to 1987. He also provided the voice for many of the characters like Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound and Snagglepuss. Yes. Yep. And in the 2021 reboot Jellystone, the character was reimagined as a female and voiced by Georgie Kidder. So there you go. Nice. Augie Doggy.
Very good. Thank you for that, Mikey.
You're welcome.
Got another one for you.
Okay.
Ding-a-ling Wolf.
Ding-a-ling Wolf. Wow.
Pretty obscure, huh?
That is pretty obscure.
Look
it's spelled just like it's. Yeah, I will. That's just spelled like ding-a-ling, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can get that. Okay. Wolf. All right. All right. Doug Young was the original voice actor for Ding-a-ling Wolf in the 1960s Hanna-Barbera series Hokey Wolf. His voice was inspired by comedian Buddy Hackett from The Dick Van Dyke Show. Later voice actors for the character included Patrick Zimmerman in Yo Yogi in 1991 and Neil Ross in Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law from 2004 to 2007.
Very good.
Nice.
Thank you for that, Mikey. Get ready. Here comes Buford.
Buford. Is that all he's called, is Buford?
Buford, yeah. Look him up.
Okay.
Buford.
Buford.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll play a clip of an animated dog while you're looking that up, and hopefully it won't screw up my camera like it typically has been doing. Let me get.
Okay, so Bobby Gaylor is the voice actor behind Buford Van Stom. That's his full name, Buford Van Stom, S-T-O-M-M, in Phineas and Ferb. He has voiced the character across television series, movies, specials, Phineas and Ferb the movie, Candace Against the Universe in 2020, Phineas and Ferb, Mission Marvel. And in addition to voicing Buford, Gaylor was also a writer and story editor for the series, contributing to several episodes, and helped shape the character's development from a bully into a complex, loyal frenemy. So that is Buford. Yeah. That's so cool.
All right. So next up, let's look at a video clip
Okay.
and put us back on the screen.
All right.
Now get ready.
Whoops. Okay, it just happened again.
I know. I'm back.
Okay.
Can you
We'll
hear
get
me?
to that later,
know.
Joe.
StreamYard is a POS. I tell you what, do.
It is.
Okay. So
Okay.
there we
Good.
go. I'm
Yeah.
gonna play a little clip. Play
Let's
a
see.
little clip.
You.
This will probably get me a little copyright, but let's all right. When I play this clip, unmute your mic and let's get ready to sing. Ready? This is a super dog. Hint, hint. A super dog. Let's go. Dog. Underdog. Here's another one. Here's another quick clip of underdog.
you're frozen.
Speed of lightning.
Yeah.
Fighting all
That's silly.
Voiced by the fabulous and rest in peace Wally Cox. What a great voice. But he's in my top 3. I love Underdog. I watched it as a little kid. Saturday morning cartoons. We watched it with Creature Features. We watched it with the Three Stooges. Underdog was my dog. That was my dog. Underdog. Yep.
Let me switch out. See, every time, there we go. I freeze up every doggone time.
Yeah.
That I show a clip now with StreamYard. I'm gonna fire StreamYard. You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired. Yeah.
No,
right, Joe. Never fear, because Underdog is here.
Yep. All right, let's get on with another guy. Look this guy up while I fix my camera, will you? Talking about Beagle. Look at Beagle.
Beagle. Okay. The voice of Beagle. That's Beagle. Okay. Beagle. Who voiced Beagle? All right. Okay. There were different voice actors for a character named Beagle. They depend on the specific character and show. All right. Ma Beagle in the DuckTales reboot is voiced by Margot Martindale. Ma Beagle in the original DuckTales series of 1987 was voiced by June Foray. She's in my top 5. Let's see. Big Time Beagle in DuckTales. Eric Bauza in the original. He was voiced by Frank Welker. There's Beagle in the Grape Ape. Oh, that's the one. Beagle in the Grape Ape show. Grape Ape was voiced by Marty Ingalls. That is Beagle. And he spells it Beegle and then Beagle. Beagle. So that is his name in the Grape Ape series. And we lost Chance again. Oh no. Okay. He'll be back.
I'm here. I am back.
There you go. Yes, his name is Beagle Chance, Beegle and then Beagle. He was in the Grape Ape. Yeah, TV show. And he was voiced by Marty Ingalls. Yeah. So
very cool.
There he is. Beagle.
All right, let's move along then. Move along to another cartoon. This is a very obscure one. I think you're going to dig this, everybody.
Okay.
Let me just get our image right. This has something to do with the Happy Days universe. And of course, we're talking about cartoons. So this is part of an animated Happy Days show.
Okay.
Get ready to look this up.
All right.
Okay, you ready for this?
Let's see.
And this is a cool picture that I found for this character.
Yeah.
Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool.
Yeah. Mr. Cool from the Happy Days animated series. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look picture I found.
Yep, I'll look up Mr. Cool.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I have to type in the part where it's the animated Happy Days. Otherwise, they'll never get it right. So, one thing though for sure is if you are specific with Brave as a browser, they do give you some good information. So, I usually use it. The Fonz and the Happy Days Gang, American animated television series. Okay. Here he is again, one of my top 5 voices, Frank Welker. He voiced Mr. Cool. the anthropomorphic dog sidekick. Please don't let me say that word again. The animated series, The Fonz and the Happy Days Gang. He also provided the voices for other characters in the show. He included the food servant, the giant ape Mongo, and remember he worked in the Scooby-Doo franchise, including voicing Scooby-Doo himself after Don Messick's passing. So Frank Welker, Mr. Cool. There you go.
Nice. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Did you like Happy Days, the show? The sitcom?
Oh, it's in my top 10 sitcoms of all time. I love Happy Days. Yes.
It started out, of course, without a live studio audience. They had a laugh track, and it was shot on film. I guess it was always shot on film. And then they had the Rock Around the Clock, Bill Haley and his Comets opening theme, but then you had the Sunday, Monday, Happy Days as the end title, which became the main title in season 3. And then they started recording it and filming it before a live studio audience, starting with season 3 of Happy Days.
And they used some of the outside, the diner there, Al's Diner. Well, before it was Al, it was the role played by Pat Morita.
Yeah.
And they used some of those outside diner shots from, you remember Mel's Diner in the movie American Graffiti? Yeah. So
wait, Mel's Diner and what'd you say?
Mel's Diner in American Graffiti. They used some of the outside shots for the Happy Days outside shots. That they
Well,
did
you had Arnold's in the show. Happy
Arnold's,
Days.
right? It was Arnold's Diner.
Alice, and that was played. Mel was played by Vic Tayback, and of course, Alice. The sitcom was based on the movie Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore by Martin Scorsese.
Right.
Ellen
I knew
Burstyn
that.
was Alice.
Yeah, I knew that part. But there was a Mel's Diner in American Graffiti movie, and then the sequel. And they used some of that particular diner. They used some of that for the Happy Days outside shots. Some of the stuff.
Hello to Mama Dingo watching from Australia in the land down under.
Mama Dingo. Hello, Aussie lady.
Woohoo! Is there any better topic than animated dogs, cartoon canines? Thank you.
Cartoon canines.
And thanks to everybody that tuned in. You know, I'm also put some comments on the screen. Hello to Kevin Theme Park Adventure. Giving you a thumbs up, Mikey. That's great. That's great.
Thank you, Kevin. You're awesome, brother.
So there we go. There's Mr. Cool, and thank you for that. And let's now talk about some of the Walt Disney dogs. And you got to start with Pluto, right?
Got to start
Pluto.
Yes, Pluto.
That's a classic animated pup. And whose dog is Pluto?
Goofy's.
Mickey Mouse.
No, Mickey Mouse. Sorry, Mickey Mouse. I said it too fast. But Goofy is his own dog. So,
and there is Goofy.
There is Goofy. Yeah.
Can you do a Goofy impression? I cannot. Oh, actually, I can on a daily basis. On a weekly basis, whenever I do the Podblast, I am Goofy. Yeah.
I can do is gosh. I love you, Mickey. Gosh. Goofy. Yeah, I can do Goofy.
But I love Disney, the classic Disney cartoons and the animated features, and they kind of put animated dogs on the map. I think they were like the godfathers of the animated dog, the Walt Disney Company, and
they absolutely were. Yeah.
And then that segues into some of the Disney movies that feature dogs, like The Lady and the Tramp.
Yes. And I have to say, I'm so happy they put their meeting there and their dinner outside of the Italian restaurant, where they end up in a kiss.
That's iconic. That kiss with the spaghetti, that is absolutely iconic.
It's right up there with the kiss with actually they rated kisses, like famous kisses. It's right up there with Shatner and Nichols when they did their kiss on screen for the the original series of Star Trek.
That's right. Look at
it's
that.
I'm not kidding about that. That's real. I mean, that's the kisses. There is the one that just mention one more. There's the one that Tom Cruise did in the original Top Gun with the lady Kelly McGillis when they kissed. That was one of those famous kisses as well. So yeah.
What year did The Lady and the Tramp come out to movie theaters? When was it released?
What year? Okay.
1955. It was released on June 22nd, 1955 in the USA.
Right. And that was actually, ironically, 1955 was the year that Disneyland opened. They're in Anaheim, California. And I know this because my friend here, Kevin's Theme Park Adventures, he did a video about the 70th anniversary last year of Disneyland. So, yeah. Yeah, same year. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
And of course, it was based on Happy Dan the Cynical Dog by Ward Green. W-A-R-D, Ward Green.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. And you had 3 directors of the original movie. And those directors were Hamilton Lusk, Clyde Geronimi, I can't pronounce it. I'm sure the Disney fans are going to throttle me for screwing that up. And Wilfred Jackson. So you had 3 directors of the original film from 1955. It's a classic.
It is. The Lady and the Tramp.
All right. So next, how about this? There's a bunch of dogs, 101 to be precise, and they're Dalmatians. 101 Dalmatians by Walt Disney.
That's true.
And there's the movie poster on the screen. Do you remember seeing that in the theater? 101 Dalmatians?
Yes, I do remember that. That is Cruella of Deville. Cruella de Vil. I got to tell you, Disney, when they did it live action, Glenn Close was the perfect Cruella de Vil.
I agree. I don't care for her, but she's a extremely talented actress. I just don't like her personality, but she is totally competent as an actor, and she was the perfectly cast in the live action version.
Not live action version.
The original movie was released on January 25th, 1961 in the USA. Wow. And again, it had 3 different directors. And it was, of course, released and produced by the Walt Disney Company. How about that? Distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. Guess what? The budget was $3.64 million, but it earned $303 million at the box office.
Wow.
Big bucks.
Yeah. I don't think you and I were born when this movie came.
No, it was long before we were born. But we remember seeing it because it was always, they would be re-released.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think the big cartoon I remember seeing for the first time when I was a kid was The Rescuers in 1977.
Yeah.
When it was new, it was a new movie at the time.
Well, I remember as a kid, the 101 Dalmatians followed, what was that one movie I'm trying to think of? It was a very early movie. Oh, The Jungle Book. So they had 101. There were 2. I was at a double feature. One was 101 Dalmatians. The other one was The Jungle Book. Very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's another Disney movie that featured an animated dog. The Fox and the Hound.
Oh, yeah. And that is the Beagle dog, isn't it? Along with the fox.
Well, let's look this up. I didn't have time to prepare this ahead of time, but why don't you look up The Fox and the Hound for me, Mikey?
I will. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. The Fox and the Hound.
I thought I had the movie poster pulled up. Let me try.
Okay. The Fox and the Hound is a 1981 American animated buddy drama film. It was produced by Walt Disney Productions. It's loosely based on the 1967 novel of the same name by Daniel P. Mannix. The story follows the unlikely friendship between a red fox named Todd, who was voiced by the late Mickey Rooney, and a hound dog named Copper, who was voiced by the current actor Kurt Russell, who meet as young animals and vow to be best friends forever.
It's a hound dog, she's saying, not a beagle. Yep.
Oh, it's a hound dog, not a beagle? Okay,
Fox
I'm
and the
sorry.
Hound. That's okay.
The Fox and the Hound, okay.
Hence the title. The Fox
Right. And as they
you
grow
ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. As they grow older, almost done, it says their friendship is tested by their natural instincts. Copper is, of course, trained to hunt foxes, making Todd his target, leading to a dramatic and emotional conflict. And I won't say much more. I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, I mean, that's wow.
I thought, and I remembered it being released before the 1980s. I thought it was from the 70s, but it's not. It's
81.
Yeah, 1981, July 10th. Now, the box office was $12 million. It earned $63.5 million at the box office back in its original release in 1981.
Well, like I said, you have two Disney distinctive voices. You had Mickey Rooney and you had Kurt Russell, a young Kurt Russell, yes. But I mean, just a great film. It is a great animated film. I have to agree. Yeah.
Now, we had a comment in the chat from Joe Gutfeld, and he said that Snoopy is a beagle. Well, guess what? He's my number one animated canine, and we might as well jump on to Snoopy.
Can you guys
I'm putting a pretty cool collage of images of Snoopy created by Charles Schulz, part of really the heart of the Peanuts cartoons. And I love the Red Baron. I love every aspect of Snoopy. He's my number one animated dog of all time.
Hello, Ben Compton. Welcome.
Hey, Ben. Long time no see.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, let's see. Can you hum the Snoopy's theme?
Dun, 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 dun. That's the Peanuts theme. The Peanuts.
Yeah, Peanuts theme. But Snoopy, I think Snoopy shares the same. I think he does. By the great Vince Guardini. Yeah.
What about Spike?
Oh, Spike. Yes, Spike is another one.
Let's
look at don't forget Joe Cool. There's Joe Cool. Yeah.
So
that's the one that lives in Arizona, I think somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Snoopy. His first appearance was on October 4th, 1950 in a comic strip.
Nice.
Yep. And so let me just look at the history. So 2 days after the first Peanuts comic book strip, Snoopy made his debut, and he was one of the 4 original characters along with Charlie Brown, Patty, and Shemmy. He was named Snoopy for the first time in the November 10th strip of 1950. And on March 16th, 1952, his thoughts were first shown in a thought balloon. Snoopy first appeared upright on his hind legs on January 9th, 1956, when he was shown sliding across a sheet of ice after Shemmy and Lucy had first done so. So he copied them and slid on the ice. And he's first shown sleeping on top of his doghouse rather than inside it back on December 12th, 1958. And he first adopts his World War I flying ace persona, the Red Baron, on October 10th, 1965, the year you were born, Mikey. You are alive.
Yeah.
And you're a little baby. Snoopy's final appearance in the comic was on February 13th in the year 2000, when he was shown sitting on top of his doghouse, typing Charles Schulz's farewell message to his readers when he died after the death of Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts and Snoopy.
Okay.
But you know what? Let me tell you real quick. Hang on, Mikey. Snoopy first appeared as a character balloon in New York City's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in 1968. And that balloon depicted Snoopy in his World War II flying ace costume. And he's been in almost every parade ever since in different costumes, as an ice skater, a jester, with Woodstock riding on his head. And he appeared as an astronaut one year.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, some people may say that Snoopy didn't have a voice, but that's actually not true. He was voiced by several different people. I'll just name them off at random here.
Good.
Bill Melendez from 1959 to 2008. There are also 2015 archival recordings that were used in Peanuts motion comics, Snoopy's Grand Adventure, and the Peanuts movie. Then there was Bill Hinnant. In 1966, he voiced Snoopy for You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Jim Campbell in 67, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Robert Towers in 85. Cam Clark from 86 to 89. Gerald Paredes from 2002. Andy Beal from 2011. Dylan Jones, who has been mouthing Snoopy from 2018 to the present. And Terry McGurran from 2019 to the present. He also has his aliases, as we said, Joe Cool, world famous World War I flying ace, the world's greatest writer, the world famous attorney, and the world famous tennis pro. And he is a dog, a beagle. Yes.
Yes, he is. And he's my number one dog of all time. So to review, I like Droopy, Scooby-Doo, and of course, Snoopy. But who are your top 3 favorite animated dogs, Mikey?
My top 3 favorite are, they are, well, number 1, I'm sorry, Snoopy, but number 1 is Underdog for me. I grew up watching it. Underdog is number 1, but Snoopy is number 2. And I've got a toss up for number 3. I loved Hong Kong Phooey, number 1 super guy, which was voiced by Scatman Crothers, the late Scatman Crothers.
We're going to talk about him. Okay, go ahead. No,
we will talk about him. He's my number 3, and he's tied with Astro from Jetsons. Yeah, Astro.
Those are cool picks. Interesting. Very unique.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Might as well skip ahead then to Scatman Crothers, and he was the guy in so many movies. He was a black actor. Loved him in so many movies.
Yeah,
and he was in Twilight Zone, the movie. Kick the Can. He was in Zapped. He was in The Shining. I hate to mention that because I hate what happened to his character in The Shining.
I know. I don't want to mention it. No.
You know what? He died way back in 1986, and I loved Scatman Crothers as an actor and personality. But yeah, let's just go ahead and show. I thought I pulled up a picture.
Well, while you still have Snoopy up, can I mention quickly, Chance, some of Snoopy's family? It has all his brothers and everybody, his sisters. And it says here, remember, the little red-haired girl, Lila, was his first owner before Charlie Brown. And
now, that's a good fact. Yes.
Yes, Lila. And then his brothers are Spike, Andy, Olaf, Marbles, and Rover. And Spike is the one that my beautiful wife Suzanne mentioned. Then there is Belle and Molly. Those were his sisters in the family. And as we said, Lila was his very first owner, the little red-haired girl. So there you go.
Very cool, Mikey. Thank you for that. Now,
there's
the Hong Kong food. I knew I'd loaded a picture. Now let's talk about one of your favorites. Now, Scatman Crothers did the voice. I should have pulled a clip, but there is what Hong Kong Phooey looked like. Yeah. Tell us about Hong Kong Phooey, if you don't mind.
Yes. Okay. Let me pull Hong Kong Phooey.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. No worries. I'm just going to go back here and we'll type in Hong Kong Phooey. Number 1 super guy. Yeah, I never forgot that. How he came out of a what was it? A file cabinet. The way he was disguised as a normal janitor at the police department, and then he came out of one of those business file cabinets as Hong Kong Phooey. I know. Let's see here. Let's go by Wikipedia one more time. All right. Yeah, Hong Kong Phooey was an original opening theme that was created by Scatman Crothers. The music theme of it was by Hoyt Curtin. And there's actually, besides Scatman, there was 3 other voice actors there, and it's a comedy. It's a basic comedy show. There was Scatman, then there was Kathy Gorey, there was Don Messick again, Don Messick, one of my top 5, and then there's Joe E. Ross, who also voiced him. And it only lasted for 1 season. There was a total of 31 segments, but 16 episodes. And it was produced by one of those great early anime Japanese producers. His name was Iwao Takamoto. He was a creative producer. And it was on ABC. It was released on September 7th, 1974, and ran until December 21st, 1974.
That's right. That's right. I should get a picture of Scatman Crothers up. Just talk about why he's your favorite cartoon character. Why is Hong Kong Phooey one of your favorites?
Hong Kong Phooey is one of my favorites because as a kid back then, when I was only 11, maybe something like that. Well, because it ran into repeats until 1976. But when it came out, I was into martial arts. I
No
was a
way.
kid who really, yes, because I watched Enter the Dragon a few years after it came out, and I was a big, huge Bruce Lee fan. So when I saw this animated series that was doing, hiya and all this other stuff, I was like, oh, I was sold. I was in martial arts. I mean, the whole thing. That's what Hong Kong Fu was all about. Was martial arts. Look at him. He's in the outfit.
That's right. Were you ever a black belt yourself?
No, oh no. I couldn't beat up anybody. I just love watching.
But you said you were into karate, so I didn't know if you took classes or anything like that.
No, I love karate. I love martial arts in general. I watched Kung Fu. I watched some of those, series, things like that. I really enjoyed all that. So when you see an animated series like this that embraces it, I say, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You were in. That's cool. Did you like the Karate Kid? The movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There were some scenes that were filmed in Arizona.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my God. Because that's where you lived in San Francisco and Arizona.
I lived in San Francisco originally, moved to Arizona in 1971, but I lived in Arizona for 46 years.
All right. Now, here is the voice of Hong Kong Phooey. There's Scatman Crothers. You may know the face.
There he is.
He had a great voice. And let me just quickly say that Scatman, let's see, he was born on November 22nd, day after my birthday. Oh, he died on day after my birthday. Forgive me. I screwed that up. All right. He was born May 23rd, 1910 as Benjamin Sherman Crothers. He passed away sadly at the age of 76 on November 22nd, 1986 in Los Angeles, California. He was born in Indiana, by the way, back in 1910. And he started in music. He began a career in show business as a teenager. He sang and was self-educated on guitar and drums. And he was in a band that played in speakeasies in Terre Haute, Indiana. Terre Haute, Indiana. How do you pronounce that? Haute? That's where Columbia House is from.
It's pronounced Terre Haute.
Terre Haute, yeah. That's where Columbia House. Remember Columbia House records and tapes? You can have
yes.
You can have 12 records for a penny. You can have 12 records for a penny. Yeah, albums. You can have an 8-track cassette, or a cassette tape, or vinyl.
But let me warn you something. Columbia House, once they got you hooked into that one, every cassette for a penny or whatever, once they got you hooked into that, it was very difficult for me to get out of it. I'm going to say back then it was a big scam.
It was like the XM satellite before there was XM satellite. XM satellite radio was notorious for not letting you cancel. That's why you never give those people your credit card number or debit card. I would always pay with a check in the mail so that when I canceled. I mean, they couldn't bill me anymore. XM radio.
Well, I didn't know.
By the way, Scatman Crothers, the cause of his death, well, he was diagnosed sadly with a tumor in his lung back in 1985. And then he's assumed from that on November 22nd, 1986, at the age of 76, which is very sad. I really like this actor a lot.
No, he's been
in so many movies.
Yeah, but one of my favorite, funniest ones he did was the Harlem Globetrotters visit Gilligan's Island. He was the coach.
With Martin Landau and Barbara Bain yet. Yeah, yes. That was the last collaboration they did on camera after Mission Impossible and for the first 3 seasons in the 60s and Space 1999 in the 70s. Then they wound up in 1981 in the final made-for-TV Gilligan's Island reunion movie. By the way, none of them had the original Ginger, who's still alive, knock on wood, as we're live here in 2026. She's in her 90s. She just had a birthday recently. She's the only original Gilligan's Island cast member that's still alive, Tina Louise. But she refused to appear in any of those reunion movies. She had already been on Dallas at that point in time, starting in the very first episode and pilot back in 1978, shot in late 77. And she played JR's secretary in Ewing Oil. But I digress. But yeah, Scatman Crothers, I forgot about that. He was in Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island. All right. So, and this relates to, we're talking about animated dogs. The reason I jumped off to the topic of Scatman is because he was the voice of Hong Kong
Phooey. My top number 3 all time. Yeah. He is right there. And I was looking at choices that Joe, I wanted to mention Joe here real quick. His top 3 were Snoopy, Scooby-Doo, and Underdog. Thank you.
Yeah,
Joe.
because the reason that people are putting I asked the chat, who is your favorite cartoon canine? Anyone that's watching or listening live, let us know. Actually, let's see, just leave a comment. We are streaming live on YouTube and the Nostalgic Podblast YouTube channel. We're on Twitch and we're on X live. So anyone that wants to comment, please let us know, who is your favorite cartoon dog or cartoon canine? And as you said, why don't you read these comments? You just read Bobcat Joe Gutfeld's comment. He's in New York State. He said, well, I'll read it. Snoopy, Scooby-Doo, and Underdog. So who's the reason you Underdog's one of your favorites?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Underdog's my number one there, Joe.
And
all right, Kim Noonan
in Florida. Yeah, go ahead. Read it.
Yeah, sorry. My favorite cartoon canine is Sesshomaru from Inuyasha. Good choice. Yeah, now Sesshomaru is an animated dog, which is and also a superhero type dog from Inuyasha, the Japanese anime. Yeah, that's a good choice, Kim Noonan. Yeah.
Now in Australia, Mama Dingo 9165, that's her YouTube channel. She said Huckleberry Hound, Blue, and Bluey. And we actually have covered, I have pictures of all of those dogs.
Yes.
That's great. And yeah, because Bluey is from Australia. We talked about that at the top of the show.
Yeah. And from my brother Kevin, he says my favorite cartoon canine is, of course, Scooby-Doo. There you go. Bluey. And Mama Dingo also mentioned Pongo. Yeah, we almost forgot Pongo. Yeah, Pongo's a good dog too.
Very nice. Okay, so let me just get back to the comments there. Yeah. Mama Dingo.
Right.
And it is hard to pick a favorite animated dog because there's so many.
I know.
And Kevin, you already said this, didn't you? That his favorite canine is Scooby-Doo.
Yep. Pongo. Yeah, there's Pongo.
Okay. Noonan said to me, it should be noted that Sesshomaru looks human.
Sesshomaru, right. Yeah, sorry. I got it. It looks human, and it's considered a dog demon. Yes, that's true. Right. I like Bluey. Nice.
Thank you, Mama Dingo,
Thank you, Mama Dingo.
In the replay crew later. Appreciate it. Yeah, we started an hour and a half ago. We didn't start talking about animated dogs till about 10 minutes into the show.
Right.
All right, so let's move along. We talked about Hong Kong Phooey. I sort of lost my bearings. We were talking about the Disney animated dogs, Fox and the Hound, Snoopy. Now here's one. Here's a good one. This is a good one. Okay. Very obscure. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Who sang that?
Well, that was Elvis Presley originally.
And did you know there was a dog named Elvis? And there he is. There's the dog.
Wow.
Did you know there
was I never heard about this guy until now. Wow.
I will tell you right now. You know where he comes from? Elvis is the dog in a cartoon series, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids. Not kids.
Kids.
And it's a band, and he's the band mascot. And he was voiced by Frank Welker.
There you go.
Now, Elvis the dog follows Butch Cassidy and his bandmates on their worldwide adventures.
Yes.
And of course, the animated Elvis dog was named after the rock and roll singer Elvis Presley.
That is so cool. Yeah. Now, one other voice actor I'd like to mention, who is also in my top 10, is Howie Mandel, who does the talent show thing, with Simon Cowell and stuff. Yeah, America's Got Talent. Yeah, Howie Mandel is a great voice actor as well. And he's still around. I'm so glad about that. So, but I digress.
You're fine. Now I have some more obscure animated dogs for you. Oh, by the way, since this came up, there's Blue's Clues. Blue from Blue's Clues.
Yeah, Blue's Clues. Yeah, very cool.
There you go,
do you want me to get the voice of Blue's Clues? I can do that too.
Why don't you do that? We'll jump ahead. This was later on my list of more modern animated dogs, but we're jumping all over the place. I said at the top of the show, there's no particular order here.
Right.
Yeah, tell us about Blue from Blue's Clues.
Blue
and the origins.
Yes, I got that. Let's see here, Blue's Clues.
You know what? Why you do? Well, dang, we talked about Pound Puppies towards the beginning of the show, but I have a clip from Pound Puppies I'm going to show you in just a moment after Mikey tells us a little bit about Blue.
Okay, this is a very nice lady named Tracy Paige Johnson, Paige. She voiced Blue in Blue's Clues and its reboot, Blue's Clues and You, providing the character's distinctive barks since the show's debut in 1996. She was selected for the role because, among the crew, she sounded the most like a dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so Blue's Clues, which came out originally in 1996 to 2006, she voiced Blue. She voiced him in something called Blues Room, which I remember from 2004 to 2007. And then finally, Blues Clues and You from 2019 to just 2 years ago, 2024. She also co-created Blues Clues with Angela Santomero and Todd Kessler in 1994. She also created Gabby's Dollhouse from 2021 to now, and she holds a degree in radio, television, and film from Northwestern University, the Northwestern Wildcats, I believe. Married to Robert Moen and has 3 sons. That is so cool, and she's still been doing it. So, yeah,
very nice. And that is Kevin's second favorite animated dog, Blue.
Blue, yeah. Oh, yeah, but I know I loved Blue's Clues, Kevin. Yeah. I hope I did you justice there, Tracy. That's how she made the dog sound. It was just perfect. Yeah.
And Mama Dingo said we used to create our own clues and play in the house.
That is so cool.
It teaches kids to draw.
Yes. Yeah,
all right.
That song I still sing. Nice.
Now, since she mentioned this one, I'm going to play a clip. Now, when I switch to video, StreamYard usually screws up my audio and kicks me out. So let me just try this and hope it doesn't boot me out, which it did. It booted me out. Okay, here I am. Unbelievable, man. All right, so let's. And this is a different one than I played at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Check out this. This is Pound Puppies. Duh.
We're Pound Puppies, Cooler and the crew. Whopper, Fried Eyes, Nose, Marine, helping pupperoos. For every pup in the town, a happy home will be found. We're Pound Puppies, we'll find a pup for you.
Yes, I do.
Ew, Pound Puppies! They're yucky, icky poo!
Soon I'll catch every pup, and then I'll lock 'em all up. You Pound Puppies, your rebel days are through!
We're Pound Puppies, loving and taboo. Yo, Pound Puppies, with puppy power too. For every pup and pup that a happy home we will get. We're Pound Puppies, we wanna go home with you.
Oh. Let me just make sure my audio is on, folks, real quick. It is. It's on, but I'm frozen. I'm going to show just for Mama Dingo something I showed at the top of the show. Here's another Pound Puppies intro right here.
It's the Pound Puppies! Here's Cooler, Whopper, Nose Marie, Bright Eyes, and Howler.
We're Pound Puppies, we wanna go home with you. Please take us home.
It's like a barbershop quartet. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm frozen up. Let me just fix my image. And yeah, I thought that was a little, I'm older than you, Mama Dingo in Australia. So That wasn't one that I watch regularly, but I do appreciate it. And I like that barbershop quartet thing that they did right there. That's pretty cool. All right, now I'm frozen up. Hang on a second. Mikey's taking a break. He let me know privately. Let me put on another photo. And we'll move on to another animated dog. All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to review some. Let's show some pictures while I fix my video. But in case anyone tuned in late, we talked about Astro from the Jetsons. We talked about Bandit from Johnny Quest. There's Bluey, whom we just talked about. There's Spike and Tyke. Spike and Tyke are from the classic MGM cartoon Tom and Jerry, and then they had their own cartoons in their own right. Crypto, the super dog from Superman. And then we had Alpha, Beta, and Gamma from the movie Up, the animated movie Up with computer animation. We talked about Huckleberry Hound. We talked about Muggins from Huckleberry Hound. We talked about the classic Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Dee and Scooby-Dum. We talked about Scrappy-Doo as well. And then Dino Mutt, Mumbly, Augie, Muttley Hound, Dingaling. Oh, yep, we talked about Dingaling and Buford and Beagle and Mr. Cool from the animated Happy Days show. Droopy the dog, my favorite, one of my favorites, underneath, of course, Snoopy from Peanuts. That's my all-time favorite animated dog. And then there's Dripple. That's Droopy's son. Talked about Pluto from Walt Disney World and the Walt Disney Empire and Goofy. These are like the originals. Talked about Lady and the Tramp from 1981. 101 Dalmatians, the Dalmatians in that film. Fox and the Hound. I'm sorry. Lady and the Tramp is from 1955. I knew that. 101 Dalmatians from 1961 and Fox and the Hound from 1981. There, I got my facts right. We talked about Snoopy, talked about Elvis, and we talked about, oh, no, we haven't talked about these guys yet. We talked about Hong Kong Phooey. We talked about Blues, and we got a few more to talk about, but Mikey's back. Hey, Mikey.
Hi, thank you everyone for your patience, and welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we did mention the very first one we briefly did mention was Dino. Even though he was technically a dinosaur, he did the rah, 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 you know, from the Flintstones. So technically, he may be considered a dog dinosaur or a dogosaur. I don't know for sure. Hey, thank you, Kevin. Kevin, you had some good choices there. Joe, you had some great choices yourself. There's Dennis and Nasher. Nasher gets overlooked. Yeah, Denis and Nasher. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Dino was a dog persona, correct. Yeah, Joe was correct because Joe said yes, he was a dinosaur. But you're also correct, Mama Dingo, because he was in the form of a dog back in prehistoric times. So, and he had dog voice.
He had a dog personality. Sure did. Absolutely.
He sure did. Yes.
And they had a big cat too.
Yeah. Yeah. We mentioned the Fox and the Hound, honey.
101 Dalmatians.
Yep. We mentioned that one too. My wife is catching up.
remember the cat that the Flintstones had?
Yeah. Cat, yep. Yeah, it was like it was a saber-toothed tiger cat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just check something here.
But I don't know. Did he have a name? The saber-toothed tiger cat?
Why don't you look it up while I try to get
How about that? Yes, you will.
I don't remember. The answer is I do not remember. I do not remember.
I can also I can also talk about who voiced Dino from the Flintstones. Yeah. It was probably Dawes Butler. It wouldn't surprise me.
Nope. But go ahead. I know the answer to that, but I want you to reveal it yourself. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, Mel Blanc. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Mel Blanc was it. But there was other actors that did. Additional voice actors besides Mel Blanc was Jerry Mann, who did it for 1 year. Frank Welker, who did it for 20 years from 81 to 2001. Hal Smith, who did it for a year. 2 different times, Keith Scott did it. Jeff Bergman did it 1 year. Frank Ward did it for 1 year. Mark Mangini did it for 1 year, from 2000 to 2001. Seth Green even did Dino in 2011. There was Jay Todd in 2014. And finally, from 2015 to 2023, Eric Bauza, Bauza. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you for those facts.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yep, the pet dinosaur, they said.
That's
Oh,
right.
his first appearance was No Help Wanted. That premiered on October 21st, 1960. And what he did was Mel provided the Dino's barks and sound effects for 29 years, all the way to 1989. And the species was known as a Snorkosaurus.
Ah, very cool. Very cool.
That's also trivia if you folks are paying attention.
All right. Got another one for you. Look at this.
Right, cool.
Bristlehound.
Nice. Nice. I like that.
Let's see. I think I have some facts that I pulled up in my notes here. Let me see.
Alrighty.
There's so many animated dogs. We could do a two. Okay, Bristlehound. He's a character on a show called It's the Wolf. He's voiced by Alan Melvin. Do you know who Alan Melvin was? Mike?
Yeah, Alan Melvin was Sam on the Brady Bunch.
Best known as Sam the Butcher in the Brady Bunch. That is correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
That is correct. Hang on. Let me fix our image. Well, we're getting blocked here on the picture. It's on the screen, but that's okay. Yeah, and Alan Melvin was, he had kind of a Yankee voice, if you will. He sounded like a New Yorker. Alan Melvin.
Yeah, he kind of did.
The way he spoke. But okay, so getting back to these characters really quickly, I will tell you that Bristlehound would apprehend Mildew Wolf, usually after hearing Lamsey Divey's cries of, "It's the wolf, wolf!" And he'd pound him and toss him sailing into the air, with Mildew screaming a catchphrase such as, "Spoil sport!" And he flies into the horizon and lands with a thud.
Wow. Nice. Yeah. Now it says here that Alan Melvin, he not only voiced him in the original It's the Wolf series from 69 to 70, but it also says in later appearances, including the 2021 HBO Max series Jellystone, where Bristlehound is a recurring character. So the late Alan Melvin got to voice, they kept his voice. So
did you get the one from Warner Brothers?
Which one?
The rooster and the dog?
The rooster and the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't know about that one, Boo.
Well, here's another one for you. This is for one more recent years. If I say Ladybird, do you know the show that the dog Ladybird appeared on?
Do you know the show that Ladybird appeared on, Boo? Oh, Ladybird from the I'll tell you what.
King of the Hill. King of the Hill. Ladybird.
Yep, Ladybird. There she is. The big,
I love Broomhauer. The character of Broomhauer, you couldn't understand him. Hey, man, around the corner, man, yeah. But I love King of the Hill by Mike Judge, of course, whose big break was Beavis and Butthead.
Whoa.
He did the ambiguously gay duo on Saturday Night Live and a lot of other things. Really talented guy, but I loved King of the Hill. That was my favorite of all of his creations, I think.
My favorite character was Luann, voiced by the late Brittany Murphy.
Yes,
I miss Luann.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Now I have a robot dog. What do you think, Mikey? Should I count robot dogs or just living, breathing, animated dogs in our list?
I think come on. You did talk about Dynamite. Dynamite was an automatic dog.
Very astute observation, and I was not even testing you. That slipped my mind. Good. Well, then I can move on to this character, Centro the dog.
Centro, wow.
That is a very obscure one.
Yeah, it's very clear.
He's a robot watchdog. Can you guess what show he appeared in? It was a television show we mentioned towards the beginning of this podblast about animated canines. Cartoon
Was he in Tom and Jerry?
No. Nope. It was a television show, a primetime television show.
Okay.
I'll just tell you.
Barnyard Dog. Okay, thank you.
D-A-W-G, Barnyard Dog.
Oh, the Barnyard Dog she mentioned too. D-A-W-G. Yeah, that was the other one.
Foghorn Leghorn, and Barnyard Dog.
Nice. Foghorn
Like
Leghorn.
him?
Yeah.
Good,
That's a
good trivia, Mrs. Mikey. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
But do you know who Centro is? I'll tell you. I'll reveal it. He's from the Jetsons, the original Jetsons.
Oh, the original Jetsons. Okay. He
In a
was supposed to be the
movie-
security dog, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Jetsons. He was in the episode titled "Solar Snoops" and "Wedding Bells for Rosie," but he does not speak in that "Wedding Bells for Rosie." But he
Right.
also was in a movie, "The Jetsons Meet the Flintstones,"
Yes, the crossover. Yes.
and he was in the movie "The Jetsons." So
Nice.
he did make a few appearances. He's not that well known. So I wanted to throw some obscure animated dogs, whether they're flesh and blood dogs.
Do you have
or
a picture?
robotic dogs
I've
or
got one. I got a perfect one for you. Do you remember Inspector Gadget?
Oh yes.
What about
Voiced by
Brain?
someone you talk about in your channel, Don Adams, the star of Get Smart.
What about Brain? The dog named Brain.
That's good. Yeah, that counts.
Yep. That was
Very good. Inspector Gadget.
Oh yeah, and Rolf the dog from the Muppet Show. He's a Muppet, a puppet.
Well, see,
Ralph.
I did want to stick just for the little rules of the show to just animated, whether it's hand drawn or computer. But we'll get to puppet. Come to think of it, puppets are animated. It's just
Yes.
somebody's hand. I mean, it should count. I didn't even think of that.
Rolf should count, and she also mentioned Wile E. Coyote.
The dog, Ralph, the dog that played with Y.E. Coyote.
Yeah, yes,
They used to steal the sheep.
yes.
Very cool. Very cool. All right.
Yeah. Ralph the Wolf. Yeah, Ralph. Yeah. But we were also talking about Rolf from the Muppet Show, who played as part of the band that played the piano and everything. They brought him back. Who's
You
now
saw that,
voiced by Seth Rogen. Yeah.
Mama Dingo's talking to you, Mikey, in the chat.
Mike, your wife meant Foghorn Leghorn. Thank you so much, Mama Dingo. Yes.
And she knew that was a Jetsons
Yes,
animated dog. Very good. She said, I knew it. That's pretty cool.
She definitely backed you up, babe.
And look at this. Mama Dingo also said Nasher. Look him up from a cartoon, Dennis and Nasher.
Yeah.
Mikey, can you look that up for me, please, sir?
I certainly can.
Appreciate that.
Let's see here.
All right.
And sure. Okay. Okay. Well, all right. I think she might mean Dennis the Medicine Nasher is a long-running British comic strip that first appeared in the Beano comic on March 12, 1951. And the strip features Dennis, a mischievous 10-year-old boy, and his loyal pet dog Nasher, an Abyssinian wire-haired tripe hound introduced in 1968. So I believe that's what you were talking about there, Mama Dingo. Dennis and Nasher. Yes. It's spelled with two N's.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and he
that
was
is
a black
cool.
dog, she said.
Yeah. Yeah, there were different series that brought them to life. One ran from 1996 to 98. It was a BBC-produced animated series directed by Tony Collingwood, featuring Richard Pierce as Dennis and Carrie Shale as Nasher. And then there was Dennis and Nasher from 2009 to 2013. That was a later series produced by the CBBC. It featured Susan Sheridan, Maria Darling, and Morwenna Banks. And that was on Dennis's friendship with Curly and Pieface. And then there was Dennis and Nasher Unleashed, which ran from 2017 to 2021. That was produced by Beano Studios and Jellyfish Pictures for CBBC and Netflix, starring Freddie Fox as Dennis. And Nasher's Fleas Tell Jokes. That ran for 2 seasons with 103 episodes. So Dennis and Nasher.
And Mama says to you, wow, thank you, Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome.
They made a new cartoon. Hey, we have a call. It's our friend Joe in New York State. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Mikey.
Oh, hey, Joe. How's it going, brother?
So we're still hip deep in snow here in New York. It's been snow on the ground for about 3 weeks now, and we're still burying snow up here in New York. So,
who's your
You're going to
favorite
be sending
animated
us.
dog? Who's
Yeah,
your favorite
Joe.
animated-
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, it's Snoopy, Scooby-Doo, and I like Underdog.
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 There's one cartoon dog that I know you guys haven't mentioned. Is Marmaduke.
Marmaduke. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember the Marmaduke cartoons. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
based on
one.
comic strip in newspapers, of course.
Yeah, correct. And there's one more we didn't mention.
Wasn't there like a dog in Dennis the Menace?
A dog and Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
there
that
was
was.
But that was a strip. I don't know if that dog made it to cartoons. Maybe someone in the chat can let us know.
But one that did make it to cartoons from the comics was Clifford, the big red dog, who was voiced by the late John Ritter.
Yeah, I remember that with Clifford cartoons on PBS. That cartoon wasn't too bad.
I love Clifford. Clifford is in my top 10. I love Clifford. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I know today is not talking about Valentine's Day, but I did mention in the chat trivia question, what 2 horror movies actually came out on Valentine's Day?
My Bloody Valentine and
Now, I told you about it earlier. Dracula, Bela Lugosi, and Silence of the Lambs.
And Silence of the Lambs both came out on Valentine's Days. Yes.
I would just a slight correction. I think Silence of the Lambs is more of a psychological thriller than a horror movie. That's just me.
Psychological horror.
And about 20 minutes of Me TV, they're going to be showing Dracula, Bela Lugosi. It actually came out on Valentine's Day, 1931. So today's the anniversary of Dracula coming out.
Very nice.
Believe it or
Well,
not.
we appreciate you calling in. We're going to wrap the show in a minute. I'm glad you got your Batman card. Sorry it took so long to mail them out. We had some bad weather here.
Yeah, it got yesterday, actually.
That took a long time to arrive because I did mail them a while ago, but I was way late sending them. So apologize. But congratulations on winning the trivia game.
Yeah, congrats, my friend.
Today's show is really gone for the dogs.
That's a good one. You know what? You just remind me of one. McGruff taking a bite out of crime.
Yeah, McGruff. Yeah, McGruff, the crime dog. Yes.
Those ads you do on the Saturday morning cartoons for the kids.
Yes.
All the time.
Hey, Joe, before you go, Joe.
Everybody out there.
Yeah, Joe, before you go, who was your favorite Disney dog?
Disney dog.
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear Mikey.
Sorry.
Who was your favorite Disney dog that came from Walt Disney? Who was your favorite dog?
Pluto.
Pluto. Mine too. Pluto's my favorite. Yes.
As a matter of fact, I went down to Disney World, but 50 years ago, my father played tic-tac-toe with Goofy.
Nice. That was
True story. True
Yeah.
story.
True
All
story.
right, have a good night, you guys.
Thanks for calling.
Hey,
and
thank you,
for watching.
Joe.
Appreciate you, Joe.
Love you, Joe. Thank you for calling, brother.
Joe Gutfeld in New York State, everybody.
Yeah, we love when Joe gives us a call to me and Chance, and it's always a wonderful time with him. Thank you, Joe, for calling us, sir.
Absolutely. He's a big fan of the show, and we do this for folks like Joe that are loyal viewers and listeners. Really appreciate him. I'm going to try to pull up a picture of McGruff, the crime dog.
Yeah.
I don't know if he said that, but something did he actually mention McGruff or something he said triggered?
Yeah,
Gruff
he did.
McGruff
He did.
in my mind.
He did
Okay.
mention McGruff, the crime dog.
And
And
we
then
got
my wife mentioned just before Ma'am Dingo did Spuds McKenzie. Yes, that was the other one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me try to pull up a picture. Yeah, Spuds McKenzie. Yeah. Was he animated or was he was a real dog? I mean, that was
He was for Budweiser. I remember that.
I know, but he wasn't animated. I'm not knocking anybody here. I'm not scolding. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
Was there a cartoon? I'm asking. Was there a
I
cartoon?
believe there was. Yeah.
Well, let's fact check it.
All right, I'll fact check it.
Because that is not a child's product beer. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking no. I'm thinking there is no animated Spuds McKenzie. But I
I
love.
will verify that. I will verify that with our handy dandy.
You could, but then again, by that token, now we're talking dogs, not camels. But Joe Camel was animated, and that's
Yeah.
not a product for kids' cigarettes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
There's
There
no
was no official animated series featuring Spuds McKenzie. He spelled it Kenzie, as the main character. He was a live-action advertising mascot for Bud Light in the late 1980s. And he was portrayed by a female English Bull Terrier named Honey Tree Evil Eye, or Evie. And while he did not have his own his own animated show, his popularity inspired parody characters in existing animated series. For example, in Futurama, there is a Slurms Mackenzie, is a direct parody of Spuds. And then his visage has also appeared in shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy, and even an episode of The Golden Girls. There you go.
That's really good stuff. Okay, I'm going to try
good.
to look up a clip. Now, let's talk briefly. Joe, I really couldn't thank him enough for mentioning McGruff.
Yes.
The crime dog.
The crime dog. Yep.
I'm going to try to find a commercial or a spot, as they say.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Oh, so timely, too. If I can just get this uploaded. Give me a sec. I think y'all will enjoy this. Now, here's what McGruff looked like. Well, let me just get this set in motion here.
Now, there was a song, if you folks remember the song Snoopy versus the Red Baron.
Oh, God, yeah.
Really fun, too.
Big novelty song.
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man Fever. I love novelty songs. That's something I want to do a podblast about. I've talked about them a lot, but you had like Valley Girl, so many novelty songs. Even the remember the Curly Shuffle? That was a good one.
Doing the curly shuffle. Woo, 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 woo. Nah, nah, nah.
Okay, now here is what McGruff looked like.
There he is.
Bite out of crime.
I love
that. Is a great animated dog. Oh my gosh.
It is. That's true. We almost forgot him. Great job.
I had thought of him and then I forgot when I was doing show prep. I wrote it down and for some reason I totally blanked on it. But here's some quick facts about McGruff. The crime dog. Okay, when do you think he first made his first appearance? Name a year. Just a year. Just name a year.
1983.
Close. July 1980.
No, nice. I only missed it by 3 years. That's not bad.
So, and what kind of dog is McGruff?
He looks like a. No, he's not a sheepdog.
Close. No, he's a bloodhound.
He's a bloodhound, right? Okay.
He was created by dancer Fitzgerald Sample and an advertising executive named Jack Keel, Keil, like Richard Keel, who played Jaws in the James Bond movies, Moonraker, and The Spy Who Loved Me.
Nice.
But Jack Keel, the ad executive, voiced the character as well. And it was through the Ad Council and later the National Crime Prevention Council to increase crime awareness and the personal safety of United States citizens. And McGruff costumes were used by police outreach efforts, often with children. Now, McGruff was created in 1979 and debuted in July 1980 with a series of public service announcements educating citizens on personal security measures such as locking doors and putting lights on timers where you could time the lights, like a clap on, clap off, the clapper, and in order to reduce crime. He was, his name was selected as part of a nationwide contest in July of 1980. McGruff proved to be very successful in terms of an ad campaign with over $100 million in free airtime donated in the first year, reaching over 50% of adults in the USA.
I'm just checking something. Yeah. I'm just checking. Let's see here. McGruff the crime dog.
All right. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to show a clip.
Okay, go ahead.
No, please go. No, I'm setting it up while you speak. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the original voice of McGruff the crime dog in the ads was Jack Keel, Keil.
I already said that. But
you did say that. Okay. But then later, John Morales voiced McGruff the crime dog in the late 1990s and early 2000s.
And I did not say that. So that's good. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Now here's one more thing ironic about Morales. Okay, so he voiced McGruff the crime dog during that time. However, in 2011, he was arrested and sentenced to 16 years in prison for possessing 1,000 of those weedy plants, 27 weapons, and 9,000 rounds of ammunition.
Oh my!
And he's been serving his sentence since 2014.
Oh my, as George Takei
Oh
would say.
my, John Morales.
I
Oh
finally have a
my.
clip of McGruff, the crime dog, in action with a very special warning to kids.
Yeah.
That's Jenny. But that's not Jenny's dad. If she gets into that car, you may be looking at Jenny for the last time. I'm McGruff, the crime dog. Let me show you something. See that playground? A lot of kids there. Every day in this country, 60 kids disappear. Some run away, but a lot are kidnapped by strangers or even by people they know. Almost 20,000 kids a year. 20,000 kids, one kid at a time. Maybe your kid, on your street, just like Jenny. You know, your kids can learn to protect themselves against crime at home, at school, on the street. Hey, nice going, Jenny. She's gonna tell her folks about this. And you can write to McGruff. Learn how to keep your family and your community safe and help take a bite out of crime.
The Sunday Morning Funny starring Laurel and Hardy now continue.
No, it
Wow.
won't. And I'm frozen up again. I knew it would do that. How about that? And that was Mr. Keel voicing McGruff, the crime dog.
Jack Keel. Yeah. Oh, and there was one other ad dog we forgot to mention. The Taco Bell dog. Yo quiero Taco
No,
Bell.
I was going to mention that. I'm glad you did, but that was actually, yeah, I thought of that. But go ahead and tell us about that dog, because that's a live action dog, just like Spuds McKenzie. But that occurred to me, but I couldn't get a word in to say it because of our phone call. But go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay. So the Taco Bell Chihuahua, also known as Gidget, was voiced by Carlos Alazraqui. He did that in the fast food chain's advertising campaign from 1997 to 2000, where, of course, the iconic catchphrase, Yo quiero Taco Bell, was delivered with a distinctive voice inspired by Hungarian actor Peter Lorre and the cartoon character Ren Hoek from the Ren and Stimpy. Ren, you idiotic Stimpy. The Ren and Stimpy show. That's another one which offers an animated dog. The little Ren.
Very cool.
And then there's he's best known also for voicing, just offhand I'll say here, he was voiced Rocco in Rocco's Modern Life, Denzel Crocker in the Fairly Odd Parents, and the Taco Bell Chihuahua. There you go.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. That was a very iconic campaign with that Chihuahua.
Yeah.
But he was drawn. Mama Dingo points out, so it's all good. No harm, no foul. The Chihuahua was drawn for advertisements.
Yeah, so technically a cartoon dog. Yes, thank you, Mama Dingo.
He is a cartoon dog.
Yes, thank you for mentioning him. Yep.
All right, let's move along. Thank you, Joe, again, for mentioning McGriff, because it totally slipped my mind. My camera's goofed up ever since I played that clip. I'll try to get it back, but there we go.
It's all right.
It's back. So I've got to, behind a little inside baseball, I got to figure out why StreamYard's doing that to me, where I play a clip and then it freezes up my camera. I don't get it. We'll have to troubleshoot that. Okay, so we did talk about, this is someone Joe also mentioned in the chair, Richie Rich's animated dog Dollar. I love that one.
Yes, honey.
And this is, you're listening to or watching the Nostalgic Podblast Cartoon Canine Special. All right, so we left off with an animated dog, and that's going to segue. We talked about Centro from the Jetsons. That's going to segue to another topic. I'm going to wrap on this topic of animated dogs. And let me just do a sweep of the chat. Anyone's been watching the whole show, anyone else I didn't mention or Mikey didn't mention that you would like noted as a favorite animated dog?
Well, my wife mentioned Hector the Bulldog. Is that what you said, Boo?
Oh.
Hector the Bulldog was a good one, too.
Who's Hector? Let us know.
Who's Hector, honey?
Grandma, Sylvester, Tweety, and Hector.
Oh, Grandma, Sylvester, Tweety, and Hector. Yes.
Of course. The classic Warner Brothers cartoon.
She just mentioned it. Yeah, Hector.
Very
we always
nice,
forgot
ma'am.
Hector.
Thank you, man.
She's very smart. I get a lot of knowledge from her.
Hector, yes. Oh, I got to pull up a picture then.
Pull up Hector.
Anything else you guys want to say about Hector, or do you want to pull up any information as I stall to find a picture of Hector?
I'll see who voiced him, because I think he was voiced. So let's see here. Hector in the Sylvester and Tweety show. Yeah, that was they had their own show too. Yeah.
They sure did.
And, I thought I saw a pretty
There he
cat.
is, that big bulldog. I see him. I'm going to show up his picture. That was a good one, ma'am.
Yep, he was in the Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, and he was voiced by the great Frank Welker. And he provided the voice for Hector throughout the show from 1995 to 2000. Hector serves as Granny's pet bulldog and Tweety's bodyguard, often intervening to stop Sylvester from eating the canary. Here you go.
Anything else about him? I need you to talk a little slower. I'm just kidding. I'm trying
That's
to
okay.
find
No, that was the one. Yeah, Hector. We almost forgot him. Yeah, we got him. Thank you, Mama Dingo, and thank you,
That
my
was a
beautiful
good
wife.
one.
Mwah.
Oh, that was a good one. Let me try to pull up his
Oh
picture.
yeah. And that's where. Oh, okay. And that's where I got Chance. That's where I got Butch from. Hector's son was Butch,
Oh my God. Yep.
the little bulldog. Yes, that was Butch. Okay,
Good one.
that's where I remember Butch from. Thank you, babe. I was like, Butch, what? And she just told me. There we go.
What's your wife's? I said, Mom, what's your wife's first name?
It is Suzanne. Suzanne.
Thank you so much for that. That was great. Okay, I'm going to find that picture. Dang, I thought I'd pull. Yeah, there's Hector. Okay, I got to convert it. You know what stinks about StreamYard is you can't do a web-based. Has to be a JPEG, and so I'm
Right.
having to convert these pictures. Such
Yeah.
a pain. So I'm a little late to the party to show people. People remember this bulldog, I'm sure. Hector. All right, there we go, and there's that. Coming right
Oh,
up.
you're welcome, Mama Dingo. She said thank you to you, babe. Yeah.
There we go. Here comes Hector. This has been a fun show. I love cartoon dogs. I love dogs in general. You know what? As we're live, I didn't want to date the show. It is Valentine's Day 2026. And if you don't have a loved one, maybe you have a dog. Dogs are, I love dogs so much. And so does producer Natalie. We love dogs so much. There we go. There's Hector on the screen, anyone who's watching. And thanks for those facts for the listeners there, Mikey, about Hector.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yes, I did. I had somebody ask me, did you get your wife? Oh, yes. We've already shared our boxes of chocolates. And I helped her make a very nice cherry cake today.
Hopefully it was sugar-free, Mikey, because I know
It
you
was
shared
sugar-
on the air that
Diabetes,
you are,
yes.
yeah, you have diabetes, unfortunately.
No, we
I know a lot of people do
didn't
too.
use any eggs for it. What my wife used was some apple sauce, which is healthy,
Oh.
and it was so good. Yeah, it was very good cake. Yeah.
Fallen Star says, I like Huckleberry Hound. I don't know if you're watching in the past, because we did show, I'll show you a picture. I'll pull up a picture of Huckleberry Hound.
Yeah.
Since he's your favorite or one of your favorites. There's Huckleberry Hound. Showed him earlier and talked about him earlier. Hanna-Barbera.
Yes.
I mean, you can name the studio. There's so many great dogs, whether it's Disney, Warner Brothers, Hanna-Barbera, God, the Walter Lantz. I mean, there's so many great animated dogs. Droopy being my favorite. MGM.
Yeah,
So
he did
many-
mention
so many
Droopy,
great
but no, he did. Yes, Mommy, you're correct on that. Thank you so much.
Now we've gone over 2 hours. I wanted to keep it to 90 minutes or less, but me and my big mouth, I kept rolling along. We're going to transition to one other final topic. I was trying to segue with the animated dog. Let me just show these pictures for those that tuned in late real quick. I'm going to scan through as I set up the next thing. These are all animated dogs throughout history.
Every one of them that we mentioned today.
That's right. And many you're not going to see that we talked about.
Right.
While I do this, Mikey, why don't you tell people about your YouTube channel really quickly and what you do?
Certainly will. Okay, so we are what is called the Chatty Blogger MS channel. MS standing for Mikey and Suze. Her full name is Suzanne, Suzanne, but she can go by Suze, Suze. And we talk about pop culture. We talk about things in life that are important to you. We will not talk about politics ever. So you'll know that when you come to our channel, we talk about good things. Our motto is kindness reigns, and God's our number one pilot. And he guides us through everything that we do in life and in love and everything. We've been together now for, coming up on March 1st, will be 16 years we've been a couple. We met each other
Aww.
actually online, and our channel now has almost 100 videos. We're going to be starting a project called the MOPS Project. And what the acronym stands for is Musicals, Operas, and Plays Series. And the first thing we're going to talk about tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, and Chance, you're invited to join us in the chat if you'd like. We'll have, hopefully, our special guest, along with my wife, will be Chrissy from Brain Bender's Banter. And we are going to talk about our shared favorite musical, which is Grease. And then we're also going to talk about Sound of Music.
That's a fun topic. I wish I could be there. I have plans on Sunday, but I'll definitely catch the replay. Now, Chrissy from Brain Bender's Banner's had some technical issues with her Mac, as you know, because we couldn't do our live game show Wednesday night, and there's it's not going to do her regular Saturday night stream tonight. Hopefully, it'll be fixed by tomorrow, or maybe she can use her phone to be part of your show. We'll see.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know she wasn't doing her show tonight. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Thank you.
Nope. And someone in the chat, Danny Staten, mentioned that too. And she's been texting me saying her computer's still fouling up, her Mac rather.
Well, she can still communicate with her phone, correct?
I would assume so if she's willing to do that. Yeah, because I know she likes being on a computer, not a phone.
Right. But if she can,
we'll see. Fine. We'll see. So I want to just quickly say, as we're live, I wasn't going to do this. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and then I'll get to the next topic and we'll wrap the show. And here's my little, because I have a pet bunny rabbit. There's a little bunny Valentine. Mama Dingo, I know you have a rabbit as well out there in Australia, in the land down under. And this is my bunny baby. Aww. And I took that picture on Super Bowl Sunday. And there she is chewing on a little ribbon. Now, she doesn't eat a ribbon. It's like a chew toy like a dog would have, or like a teething toddler or something. She loves to chew on ribbons, and there she is with a little pink ribbon. But happy Valentine's Day. Hope everyone had a good one. And if you don't have someone, hug your dog. If you have a dog, just give your dog an extra Scooby snack, as it were. But
and if you have your cats, give them extra treats too.
I wanted Al to see this. I'm going to transition to something since we just left off with a robot dog, Centro. Going to talk about the robot from Lost in Space really quickly, which was really big in Australia, Mama Dingo, even though it's before your time and my time and Mikey's time. Going to go back in time. The year is 1989. The robot is in desperate need of restoration. Let me show you a picture of what the robot looked like in the late.
Oops.
I know. It booted me off, but look, it did not freeze me up. Oh, wait, it didn't even put me in the. Here we go. Now, here's my poor brother. Look what the robot, and you'll see this is going to tie into what we're talking about. Look what the robot looked like in 1989 in storage at 20th Century Fox, just wrecked.
Wow.
Okay. Now, this ties into a clip I'm going to play in just a minute, but that's what the robot looked like in 1989, just totally disheveled. There was a long distance suit, and then there was a close-up suit. The close-up suit is what an actor named Bob May performed the robot inside of.
Right.
And then there was a suit for long distance, like where the robot was supposedly in outer space floating along. They suspended on wires. And it was seen in the Antimatter Man episode of season 3 of Lost in Space, yada, yada, yada. Well, I remember back in the year 1989 when I was in school, someone said, I saw the robot on The Price is Right. I said, you're nuts. There's no way. Because I knew that the robot was in this condition according to this book, the Lost in Space Handbook. Right. And he said, no, I saw it on TV. And all these years, I thought this guy was nuts. Well, he was right, because Buzzer has been airing for the first time since they aired. And their original air date on CBS, the Price is Right episodes hosted by Bob Barker. And I saw this the other day, and it is true. The robot made an appearance, and this astounds me because it was in restored condition. Let's look at this clip from Bob Barker's Price is Right from March of 1989. And look for the robot from Lost in Space.
Reaches of space, we have discovered U-turn, a planet totally covered with dirt. So all the U-turnites can have fun doing the 360s in a new car. Utility, loads of versatility with the power to move you. All standard features in California emission. And this showcase containing prizes revealed as our astronaut discovers some little-known planets. This is right. puppies. Speaking for The Price is Right, a Mark Goodson television production.
Did you see it? No, I'm frozen. I don't care. Did you see the robot? I mean, the guy was right. And I remember having not a heated argument, but an argument saying there's no way the robot was on Lost. Was on The Price is Right. The Lost in Space robot on The Price is Right. Now, at that point in time, in March of 1989, that probably was taped like in December 88. Lost in Space had been off the air for 20 years. So, but the robot was restored in like 1990. Nice. And I have a picture of the 1990 restored robot. Am I still on? Okay, there I am. I know I'm.
Yeah, you are. Hey, Chance, I'll give you a trivia question. Name the name that's missing from Mark Goodson.
Bill Todman. Okay, here is the 1990. That's from the Lost in Space Handbook Revised version, which came out in 1990, a year later. That's the restored robot. So the only logic I can make is that, unbeknownst to me, even before the internet, maybe the robot was restored in late 1988, but to my knowledge, the robot was not restored till 1990, and that's what's been published all these years. But hey, that was in Hollywood where The Price is Right was taped. So maybe there's something that we didn't know. But I remember just saying there's no way that the robot was seen on that show. Hey, I have another quick clip I want to show pertaining to the animated dogs I meant to show earlier.
Sure.
And this is a Scooby-Doo clip. Well, it's Scooby-Doo and his cousins. Look, 18 seconds long.
My hero. Ooh. You too, Cousin Dumb.
Isn't that funny?
That's a great cartoon to end with there. That's perfect.
Yeah. So let me just switch. Okay. I'm going to try to fix my camera. All right. I want to say thanks to you, Mikey. Thanks to your wife. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. I'm going to try to fix my camera. Thanks to producer Natalie behind the scenes. Thanks to Joe Gutfeld for calling in. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Joe. Other Joe.
No thanks to Al Hardy, who didn't show up, but he had a situation. His brother showed up with some presents and they're out to dinner. So he gets a pass. Al Hardy gets a pass, but he was supposed to be here because I know he's got a lot of information about these animated characters. Let me try to fix my camera.
Hey, Chance, can I ask you a question? Are we going to have Sarah? Are we going to have Sarah, my flock, join us in future shows? Maybe.
I'm sure. Yeah, that would be fine by me. I don't see why not. I know I'm frozen again. Let me try. Every time I play a doggone, gosh danged video, now StreamYard freezes me up, and it's always in a very unattractive position of my face. It gets frozen.
Well, even Kevin said you're frozen again, Chance.
I know. Here, let me duck out and try to fix it.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, folks. So like I said, please check us out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time here on the Chatty Blogger MS channel as we'll talk about MOPS Project #1, and we'll be discussing Grease as well as Sound of Music. And then don't forget to catch our channel Mondays and Tuesday afternoons when we do the Get Smart series of reviews of the episodes all the way through all 5 seasons till 1970. Then we'll be talking about the 7 episodes that were in 1995 on the new Get Smart. So
that's right. All right. Well, apologies, but you're probably spared because no one needs to see my ugly mug for too long. So it's all good there.
You're not.
Well, it's been fun. It's been fun. Mikey, you did a great job. I appreciate you being on with me and looking these things up the way you did. You did a great job as always. I appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody. And everybody in the chat, happy Valentine's Day from both me and Suzanne. Thank you, guys.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off in just a sec. Make sure I just do a quick sweep of my clips. And Mikey, I will catch you next time on the Podblast. And I'm going to either talk about the networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, best TV shows, or we might talk about some live action dogs. Well, I'll see what the numbers do and what the response is like in the replay, see what comments we get.
Thanks, Steven.
And if by popular demand, if you want to keep talking about dogs, next time we'll talk about live action dogs, Rin 1010. Think movies and TV shows that feature dogs or ad campaigns like the Taco Bell campaign. We'll get into it. Everybody loves dogs. I love dogs, and I love you. So thank you for being a part of the Podblast.
Oh, thank you for having me. As always, I'm honored and blessed to be a part of your Podblast, sir. Really am.
That's nice, man. All right. I'm back. We'll catch you later, Mikey. Have a good night and happy Valentine's Day to you and your lovely wife. Thanks for spending some of your Valentine's Day with us here on the Podblast.
Thank you for having us. You guys, everybody, take care. Happy Valentine's Day. Be safe out there. There are ice storms ahead. Be safe.
All right. That's Mikey. That's Mikey. Yeah, we appreciate him very much. And again, thanks to you for being part of the show. And I'm going to try to sign off with some clips. Amazing stream, Chance, says Kevin, Theme Park Adventure. And happy Valentine's Day, Chance. Thank you so much. Yep, I can't wait to celebrate. Look here, I'm going to have some Brock's. These are not drugs, folks. These are conversation hearts by Brock's. You know, the little candy hearts with messages. Real quick, what's your favorite like candy heart? Do you like the Nico wafers or do you like the Brock's? Let me just pull a random heart out. Gotta be careful when I say that. Let me pull a random heart out and read it. Hey, there's BK on the air. Barry King. He's got a radio show called BK on the Air. It's out of Cartersville, Georgia, and worldwide. Streaming live. It's on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon. Go to WBHF.org and download their free app today. But let me just pick a random one. Here's one that says, sweet. Probably can't see it on the camera. Sweet. What I liked about the Brock's, those are probably my favorite. God, it looks like I'm holding a druggie bag. I'm not. It's conversation hearts. Sorry, listeners, to do a little visual bit there. But I always like the ones that tasted like a candy cigarette. You remember candy cigarettes? I like the gum cigarettes because there'd be like a little, like, it looked like flour. It would be like a powder underneath the paper of the candy cigarette. And if you blew on it, it looked like you were blowing smoke as a kid. It was kind of fun to do that, but we get in trouble in school doing that, right? But I like the candy cigarettes. They tasted good. I mean, it was kind of tough on your teeth, but to me, it used to be that the white Brock's Conversation Heart tasted like a candy cigarette. Then the green ones did, and then the pink ones did. It's weird. It's like they changed the formula, the flavoring. But happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And ooh, I almost choked on that. I have a video coming up. Producer Natalie brought some candy from Japan. I'm not going to reveal what it is. I'm going to do a separate video, maybe live, maybe pre-recorded, of me tasting this particular candy. It is a well-known brand in the States, but it's a little bit different in Japan. That's all I'll say. So that's coming up on the Podblast. And I'm going to now switch to video, and it'll probably freeze me up. It didn't just freeze me up. It booted me entirely. Oh, but it didn't. Okay, let me just check my mic real quick. StreamYard has become such a bear to operate. Okay, cool. My good mic is working through the board. I just want to do a quick scan. You've been watching Cartoon Canines on the Nostalgic Podblast or listening to it on your audio platforms you might be hearing this on. But again, I want to encourage you to look at the pictures that I pulled of these animated dogs, and how you can see that is by Google searching the Nostalgic Podblast or whatever search engine you prefer. And at the top of your search, you'll see the Nostalgic Podblast YouTube. Click that and then click the live tab, and you will see a red thumbnail image of 3 animated dogs. It would be Droopy the dog from the MGM cartoons, and Scooby-Doo, and Snoopy, my all-time favorite animated dog. Real quick, chat, who is your favorite animated dog of all time? Your number one. I'd like to know, and I will just give it one more look before I sign off. And again, thanks to, I really appreciate Joe in New York State reminding me about McGruff, the crime dog. He was on my list, but when I was hurried to get started because I had a lot going on today, I did forget to pull information about McGruff. So I'm very grateful about that. BK, if you were not here, the robot from Lost in Space I know you're not a big Lost in Space fan, but he appeared on The Price is Right, and I played a clip of it back in 1989, early spring of 1989 to be precise. And I remember a friend of mine in school was home that day sick and saw it and told me about it, and I thought he was crazy. I was wrong. So all these decades later, I want to publicly apologize. You know who you are. The robot was on The Price is Right, but I don't understand because the timeline of the restoration of the suit, and it looked like the full costume on The Price is Right. Blows my mind. I love how Janice Pennington, one of Barker's beauties, hugs the robot. If you watch it, it's herky-jerky by design. The camera work back in 89, they're trying to make it look like outer space. And the music was by Neil Norman, his Star Trek, the original series cover from Neil Norman's record album. I think it was Science Fiction Greatest Hits Volume 1 on vinyl and cassette, and maybe even 8-track. I don't know. Probably not 8-track. But rewatch that clip, replay crew. And rest in peace. I haven't been on in a while to Catherine O'Hara. This is dated now. Sal Buscema, a great comic book artist, best known for his work in The Incredible Hulk and Spectacular Spider-Man, among many other comic book titles. He passed away recently. He had a nice long life. He's resting peacefully with his brother, Big John Buscema, another great comic book artist. But man, just a lot been going on. A lot of people passing away, but the Catherine O'Hara one and James Vanderbeek, I never really watched any of his stuff from Dawson's Creek, but that was a sad one. He died at the age of 48. So just wanted to give some mentions of that. Kind of sad because I haven't been live in a while. All right. Well, I'm just looking at my clips, see if anything else pops up as I ramble. All right. We're going to say goodnight finally. Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening to or watching the Nostalgic Podblast. Be safe and don't let any dragons get you. Good night, my friends. Good night. I can't find my outro music. I'm losing it. Here it is. Good night, everybody.
Get ready to rewind time. This is the Nostalgic